the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Sleep apnea is all about snoring, too.
I don't stop breathing.
Well, you don't know that.
My wife says I don't.
Well, I mean, what, does she look at you every second of every...
Well, evidently she does because she don't get no sleep.
Oh, okay. All right, well, we'll have to get a report from her, but you don't have...
No, let's just get Dan to snip it out of there.
I don't think you snip nothing out, Gene. I mean, I don't...
You don't know how to fix snoring?
I don't know.
You can bolt on boobs, but can't fix snoring.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Broadcast rights for the Bubba the Love Sponge Show have been granted to this station by the Bubba Radio Network and is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this production without the express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
To my phone. I haven't been on my phone. Or even had my phone. Well, I like to keep my phone near me in case one of you guys are running late or there's a, so I always like to have my phone on because I get here about 4:50.
You know, it's funny you're saying that because I was thinking today, there was a cop and I got past him without getting a ticket, but I'm like, man, I wonder if I could get out of a ticket if I told the cop, I'm just going to call Bubba the Love Sponge real quick and let him know I'm going to be late and see if that would work for me.
Here's the deal. I think you got at least a 50-50 shot, at least, just because of, cops know that I have a foundation and that I historically have taken care of cops as widows, and that really goes a long way with them. So if I think you got a 50-50 shot of the guy knowing about that, appreciating that, and cutting you. And plus, you would, if you got pulled over, would do all the right things. You'd pull over, you have all of your windows down, you have your dome light on, you have your license and registration ready to go, you're polite, you're not like, why are you pulling me over? There's drug dealers in Ybor right now, they're raping women. Like the way something
like Dan would.
Yeah.
Don't you have anything else better to do?
I think you'd have I don't think you have anything to lose because we've never done anything bad to the law enforcement community. Like there's some journalists and people in the media that just genuinely hate cops, and anytime they can take a hack at a cop, they do. But we're completely opposite of that. So I think, Brian, maybe you ought to speed past a cop and try that out.
Just want to make sure it's not that City of Tampa police officer.
Oh yeah, we do have one guy that I've completely lit up that we have to find his name.
Yeah, that clown. Yeah, but yeah. I don't know. They're saying in chat our audio is choppy, messed up. They can't hear us very well.
Macho will get it fixed.
Yeah, we're working on it. Macho's working on it.
Macho's working on it. And people are like, man, you guys got all brand new stuff. You guys still have little engineering gremlins, and you guys don't understand how complicated and how many moving parts it takes to,
Yeah, but why'd you got to go and make things so complicated?
We didn't, though, bud.
Christopher Lehman, $20.
What's complicated about it?
It's a song. Kenny is free, $2.
Okay, well, you know what? I kind of knew it was, and I knew I should shut up and say good song reference, but then I didn't.
Do you know who it is, Bubba?
Is it Green Day?
No, it's Avril Lavigne.
Okay. I thought it was Green Day.
Avril Lavigne.
I'm sorry.
That's okay.
What do you think your percentage would be if you're like, hey, you know what? I'm a co-host in the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, and
I got told to put my phone down.
Yeah, no,
get out of the car.
They are angry dudes from what I see.
So
in the
I think you're right.
And all of that.
I think you're right. 70-30 FHP, and then if it gets to be a local agency, those odds go up a little bit.
Yeah, I'd say 1090 FHP on the good, but
I'd say more like 30-70 to FHP. I'd say 70-30 to Hillsborough County, and I say 60-40 to Tampa.
I'd say
That's why I got
70-30 to Pasco and Pinellas.
Yeah, Pasco I think would have higher percentage.
Oh yeah, Pat, and Chris Nacco and I are good friends, but so is I'm familiar. I've met Chad Chronister a couple times, but I've never been critical of any of his work. And I have some really good friends in the Hillsborough County. I actually have, Brian, one of my really good friends runs the motorcycle radar division, that actually runs the traffic division in Hillsborough County. I privately am going to give you that name, so I don't want to say it on the air because all Bubba Army will drop this guy's name. But if you ever get pulled over by Hillsborough County, Brian. If you say, hey, just want to let you know that I'm really that I'm a co-host in the Bubba the Love Sponge show, and I'm good friends with. Then you say the guy's name. And the guy is familiar with you because he listens to he's Bubba Army. The guy who runs most of the traffic division in Hillsborough County is Bubba Army. Like Brian, I'm talking Barp Bubba Army. Like,
okay.
Yeah. So
he's there.
why wouldn't you drop that name? Even if it's just, and you would creatively, shoestring it in, you're not going to go, but I mean, I think you have to drop that name because if they doubt you, they'll call the guy on the radio or get a hold of him. They probably all got a cell phone number, and he'll be like, absolutely, that's my guy. Let him go, and you're done. I mean, you're good. So anyway, welcome, Brian. And I started telling Brian some of the things that Pete, we've taken.
Oh my goodness, though, you and Pete, like slob his knob a little more. It's been the Pete. Every time I turn on the radio,
he's my new co-host.
It's your
on my
new
podcast.
shiny new pet.
Okay, great. It's refreshing to do something a little bit different and have somebody else do all the talking. It's kind of cool, especially when that guy's way smarter and knows a lot more than I do. Listen, I am very up to speed in my little lane of life that I live in. You want me to show you how to grade a racetrack? No other radio personality in America can probably do it better than me. Do you want to know about how the war is really going and the things that they're not telling us? Well, Pete's probably your guy. And after talking to you before the show started, it sounds like you are more up to speed on what's really happening as well. Like, I think I started spewing out some Pete stuff, and you were kind of correcting me a little bit.
Well,
like,
it's
that's not quite how it is, but I get it.
There's other angles to it, and it's like you keep saying with the pending bond turned down in the U.S. That has global ramifications that impact China and Japan and Russia even. It impacts everybody. We're too big of a player we are the world economy, okay? Us and China. That's like 90% of the world economy. And so both of our countries are too big to fail.
But China knows that.
But would
everybody knows that?
I'm just saying China doesn't want us to fail.
But would you agree with China is not necessarily happy with us, and that the tariffs that Trump passed were absolutely a complete failure? China trumped us and flanked us on every aspect of it to the point where we've kind of had to walk away with a tail between our legs, and that's not been reported. And the other thing I think you might agree with me is some of the things you've heard me that Pete talks about. And by the way, the Iranian war deal, what's really happening in Iran podcast is going to be broke up into two segments. Segment 1 next Thursday, and segment 2 thereafter, because we went 4 hours on it. There's a lot to cover if you unwrap this thing, clear back to when we first went into Iran, I think like in 1953 or 1952, and put the Shah in there. Like, I think Pete rolls it back. Pete rolls it back to like 52, 53 when we do that. Then runs you up through Nixon and the taking us off the gold standard and establishing the significance of oil being traded in U.S. commodity or U.S. currency. And so he rolls you through all of it. But I think, Brian, you would at least agree that in today's media, regardless if you're, Trump-hated CBS or Trump-approved Fox or CNN, all of them actually are just reporting this kind of in real time as it's unfolding, and none of them have really got into some of the stuff that you were getting into earlier this morning when we were talking, all the stuff that Pete gets into. Most Americans don't know that.
No, I mean, and they don't really need to know it. You got your own lives to worry about. You can't make a change in the U.S. bond market and what's going to happen, so why worry about it? I mean, ignorance is bliss from that perspective, and there is a lot to it. The alarmism and everything else that gets spread, I just don't buy into it as much. Now, geopolitically, when we're talking about wars and being spread too thin and the ramifications from that scares me a lot more than an economic collapse, because a full-on economic collapse isn't. I mean, the entire world's going into a depression if the U.S. goes down.
We $76, $20.
So anyway, I mean, but there's real information that's really affecting this war as to how we got into it, why we got into it, the things that we've done wrong, the things that we need to do to potentially get out of it, and none of it really jives with what they are telling us. I mean, like we only get one side of the story, and I think that it's far more unhealthy, and it's far more a very fragile thing that could potentially go very wrong for our country than we really know. And again, like you said, well, maybe we don't need to know, but we kind of got to know because it could be catastrophic. I mean, more so than even the financial crisis of 2008, if this thing plays out the way it potentially could play out.
Yeah, yes and no. I mean, I'm not overly concerned. It is funny though, because we go back to the predictions on when Iran, the Iran war was going to be over. I said May of 2029 after Trump's out of office, and you guys laughed at it, but I'm still holding firm to that prediction. Unless we tuck tail and run and cut bait.
And I hate to say, well, Pete said, but what Pete said does align with what you said, and he said it's either going to be after Trump leaves. And he thinks that Iran's prepared to go that long because we've way miscalculated what they have, or Trump tucks his tail, so to speak, and we get out of there gracefully, and we may, as Americans, not really know what the real deal is, and we cut a way more sweetheart deal for them because he feels as if they hold way more cards than we hold. We're in way over our head. And the only person that actually would try to talk to Trump when this all was going down was J.D. Vance. And J.D. Vance said, don't do it. And like you said earlier when we were talking privately today, that's why Trump doesn't really talk about J.D. Vance anymore.
No, and he's been indifferent about supporting him for president, once Trump's term's over and all of that as well. So, that's very on brand for the president.
Mad Mike, $20.
Thank you, Mad Mike.
Macho Man.
Did you?
That's two for Macho this morning.
Did you see that? I thought she was great, especially coming from Biden's brown Raggedy Ann, who was a press secretary before
the redhead.
What was her name?
Pierre. Jen Psaki.
Yeah, Pistaki.
No. That was the blonde. But I'm talking.
She was the redhead.
Yeah, she was the redhead, and then you had the black chick.
And then Carol, Pierre Jean or Jean Pierre or whatever her name was.
Some Raggedy Ann lesbian chick. So Carolyn Levitz, it looks like she's out. And Brian, why even presidents that are well liked and. I think Clinton had a little bit of turnover in his press secretary.
They all do. Nobody has a press secretary very rarely in the last. At least I can't speak to before I paid attention to politics, but
that's why I'm asking you. Like,
they all roll through them.
Why is it such a high pressure job, and why is there such turnover? Whereas in other parts of the cabinet and other people that work for the president, the chief of staff, what have you, it seems to be they can make it through the entire term. But I can't even tell you the last president that had a press secretary that went on more than 2 years. From George, I think even George Topolopoulos, didn't he, one of the most popular press secretaries under Clinton, didn't he step down?
Stephanopoulos? I
know that's not his real name, but he's now
it's Stephanopoulos.
Is it Stephanopoulos?
Stephanopoulos.
But he even stepped down, did he not?
Obama's guy went 3 years.
But that's the long side of this, right?
Yeah, that's besides Clinton had McCurry, he was 3 years. And then George H.W. Bush, his guy went the whole time.
So, Brian, why?
There you go. H-Dub had it.
Is it?
And with Ronald Reagan, he was actually both.
So, Brian, let me ask you a question. Is it the president's is it the president's choice to get them out of there, or are they stepping down because it's just so much pressure?
It could be either one.
And you got to lie, and you got to sit there and make the president look good, even though he's really not doing so good. And you just got to sit there and be an absolute cheerleader, and your every day is a battle. Like there's no easy day.
I don't know. Ask Pete.
She just had her second kid. She had two kids since she's been press secretary.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I mean, and they can make so much more money be not being press secretary.
Well, here's the
you know,
deal,
I think
but-
they got to cash in while their name cachet is good. You know.
So you're saying, Brian, okay, because they're the press secretary, that comes with a little bit of whip, and that whip will probably be good in the marketplace. So the 175 or 180 or 150 or whatever you're making for, maybe you can actually find out what the
195.
All right, so the 195, 200 that you're making at the White House, so that's good money.
Not for Washington D.C. It ain't.
But
you know what a brownstone costs there?
Right. But, meanwhile, if you still have that swagger and that title and you're freshly removed from it, I got to think a lobbyist firm or, you probably could get pretty big money in the marketplace. But you're right, Brian, you got to kind of go in there having just recently stepped down and been having just done this job fairly recently for your name value to probably get you that extra money.
I have a feeling she's going to kind of go away since her husband's worth about $50 million.
Yeah, probably.
And this was breaking just within the last half hour or so, Olivia. President Trump announcing that Caroline Leavitt will be departing her role as press secretary.
I wonder if a president's ever been trying to be his own press secretary. Go in there.
No, they would never. That's the whole point, is that the press secretary is the buffer between the media and the press and the
secretary,
president.
And the press secretary could probably take some liberties the president can't, because they don't necessarily have to get it right.
Well, no, they're very good at maneuvering around difficult issues and circling back to their talking points. I mean, that you've got to. It's a skilled job. It's a
Terry?
skilled
I
job.
wonder what president we started that concept.
Herbert
Hoover was the first one to have one, right?
Yes.
Yes, George Ackerson.
Was that his name?
Yeah.
For Herbert?
2 years and
What do we
12
know?
days he lasted.
No.
Yeah, this is big news. She is the youngest woman, I should also add.
I think that she's done a pretty good job. Now, my favorite of all time has been the Huckabee chick. I loved, and she went on to be governor of Arkansas, didn't she?
Yes.
Yeah. Was it what was her first name?
Sarah.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders.
Sarah Huckabee Sanders. She was what, Trump's, or was she?
Yeah, she was Trump's.
She was Trump's first one, and then I think she even stepped down.
Well, she was Trump's second after Sean Spicer.
Right, and then she finishes Trump's term out. Then
No, then,
Stephanie
Stephanie, yeah.
Grisham, then Kylie McEnany.
and then some chick from Tampa, wasn't it, or from
That's
Florida?
Kylie McEnany.
Yeah.
She's from Tampa.
So Huckabee went on to be the governor of. That might be the most successful press secretary, meaning life after being a press secretary. A woman went on to be, or a person, but a press secretary, in this case, a woman.
she
went
had
on to
the
be the
family
governor.
legacy because her father was governor of Arkansas.
Oh, okay.
Mike Huckabee.
But I'm just saying, like, I wonder of all the press secretaries and what they did afterwards. I doubt that any of them went on to be a governor. That's pretty accomplished. That's pretty high up.
To ever hold the role of press secretary, she started the Trump administration with him, this second Trump administration.
Where did she come from? Like, was she a long time, lobbyist in D.C.? Was she a journalist? I don't know where that's coming from. Oh, I think that's my bad.
Is that Wendy?
No, that was my Deadly Intentions podcast. I was running it.
Oh.
And it flipped over to another podcast.
So she was involved very early on. She looks like she studied political communications and got a internship with the White House Office of Presidential Correspondence, and later became an associate director, and then became an assistant White House press secretary in Trump's first term. Then after he lost, she went to go work for Elise Stefanik, the U.S. New York Congresswoman, and then she actually campaigned for the House of Reps in New Hampshire. And she won the primary, but lost the general.
New Hampshire's never going to go Republican, right?
And then she served as the spokesperson for MAGA Inc. after that loss, and then became press secretary.
Now here.
Administration. She also worked in the first Trump administration, and she was a fixture on the campaign trail. She just welcomed her second child earlier in May. She was on maternity leave and then came back around mid-July.
I'm thinking the new kid deal. I mean, having two infants, that's a full-time job.
Yeah, and you got to think her husband. He's worth a bunch of money. He's probably telling her to get out.
Yeah, I mean, plus
take home the kids.
especially with how hot. I mean, things are going. I think we all can agree that things are about to get a little dicey. With regards to with regards to being the press secretary and you know how this Iranian war shakes out. Did you send me one or two pieces? Let me just two, just one
Yeah,
here?
just one from that was the matcha one.
Oh, the coffee gimmick.
She is now going to be departing. The president wrote on True Social, she will be leaving her role at the end of the month to spend more time with her beautiful children. Trump says he understands and respects the decision. He has also said that she will take on the role of an outside advisor to him. So still will be in his periphery, but no longer going to be representing the administration.
Who could actually be an advisor to Trump? He isn't going to listen to nothing. Right?
I mean, anybody who's telling him what he wants to hear.
Well, that's true. I mean,
can be his advisor.
I guess.
It's like Bubba circa 2008.
Let me. What's this right now that Macho Man sent me?
Oh, Michelle Tafoya is running for Minnesota Senate seat.
Hold on.
The GOP.
The sports girl.
Yes.
Michelle Tafoya. I haven't heard from her in a while.
She's
She's running in what state?
Minnesota? Yeah.
On the Republican side.
Yes.
For a senator, congressman, state or congressional?
Congressional.
And is she in the? Did she make it to the final?
Yeah, she's
the final
two.
countdown, if you will.
Yes.
And she probably has a Democratic opponent.
Yes.
Is it some Somalian that wears a hijab?
I think it's a black guy. I think.
Oh, he's gonna win.
Probably.
I think right now, at least just kind of keeping a stiff upper lip. Maybe you take one less trip to Starbucks, and so that gas goes a little further until this thing is over and these gas prices come back down again.
Yeah, whatever.
Never mind. Penny Flanagan is won it.
Penny Flanagan.
That she's a Democrat from Minnesota. That's who she's running against.
Oh, Penny's going to probably destroy her. Why has Minnesota gotten so... Like, I always thought Minnesota was like full
Peggy
of...
Flanagan, right?
Penny?
Is it Penny?
Peggy, whatever.
Peggy.
It's the Flanagan chick.
Yes.
So why has... Like, California's going to be very liberal. New York's going to be very liberal. that whole eastern seaboard, the whole New England area, Vermont, New Hampshire, Maine, Massachusetts, Maryland. I think it probably stops... Brian, is if you go south, I think it probably starts getting conservative about maybe Virginia or no, Virginia's usually Democrat too, isn't it?
No, Virginia oscillates.
Okay, so they're kind of a purple gimmick.
Yeah.
So, but it's locked in blue, pretty much north of Virginia. New York, Massachusetts, Maryland, Vermont, New Hampshire, Rhode Island, New Jersey, Maine. Those are all just straight.
You'll occasionally get a Republican that does well up there, but they're very moderate Republicans. It's actually the type of leadership we need.
And then through the South is pretty much red, and then you start getting blue. Illinois, Ohio's always in play.
Ohio's more red than blue, though.
Yeah, but it'll flip. It'll go blue. Michigan's a flipper. Wisconsin.
Only recently, Michigan's a flipper. The Rust Belt was very solidly blue from the 80s, the 70s and 80s, all the way up until recent times. So
my question is, like, Wisconsin and Minnesota were always kind of, as we were growing up, always kind of locked into being red, like, always. And then Minnesota, even more so than Wisconsin, but Minnesota is like, weird blue with, Tim Walz and the whole Somali babysitting deal. And
they haven't voted for a Republican president since Richard Nixon.
Yeah, I was going to say, it's been the Rust Belt.
Not even during Reagan?
Nope. He lost.
Well, because they had Walter Mondale, I think he was from there, wasn't he?
Since 1960, only Nixon carried that state.
Really?
Yeah.
I didn't know that I thought they were a bunch of deer hunters.
That was the only state Mondale carried, I think, against Reagan was his own.
Right.
And he barely got it at that. He got it by like 0.2 points.
I didn't realize that Minnesota was so blue.
Well, you don't spend a lot of time up in Minnesota.
Right. I mean, you're right.
You don't have your ear to the ground. Pete could have told you that.
Pete could have probably told me that. Yeah, appreciate it. Lemmy, there's a couple trans stories. Actually, there's more than a couple. There's about 100 a day, but I try to just pick and choose, which ones that I want to talk about or I find funny or obscure or outlandish. And so nearly all these transgender women are just creepy. Brian, what's that word? Autonophilic?
Autogynephilic.
Autogynephilic. Have you ever, Brian, in your very illustrious and smart life, ever used or heard of that term?
No, there's no reason for me to be saying autogynephilic.
I know it, and I don't even know what it necessarily means. Hey, Alexa, what does autogynephilic mean?
Autogynephilic is an adjective usually defined as of or pertaining to autogynephilia.
Autogynephilia.
But she said,
that's how little I've seen it. It's the psychological condition in which a man, usually heterosexual, derives sexual or even romantic pleasure from the fantasy of being female. That's what that is.
Oh,
so they get turned on by just the fantasy of being a woman. So they probably really get turned on when they're transitioning into a woman. And in this particular person, which I don't necessarily believe their story, they're saying how they were walking like near a construction site and a couple of guys started whistling at them. And so I guess that would take this condition, what is it? Tophonic, or I don't know what it is. It would take that particular, whatever that is, the aspect of feeling turned on from the mindset of being potentially a woman.
Yes.
So if that turns you on, just the fantasy of it, but if you're actually, physically trying to look like a woman, and in this particular sound clip, this person here, I'll give her what her flowers and what she wants to be called. It's obviously a man who has lipstick on and has maybe gotten a boob job.
You like those frecked up knocks, though, huh?
No,
Bubba?
I do not.
There's no way
There's a
those are
difference
fair.
between big knockers and fat knockers. See, like there is. I mean, I think, Brian,
I know what you're saying.
having been a single man at one time and being way more into the knocker game as you are now, which, by the way, your wife has nice natural knockers.
Yeah.
And but there's big knockers on somewhat.
And then there's sloppy knockers.
Yeah, and then there's sloppy knockers. This girl's got sloppy knockers. Oh, I'm sorry. This man attempting to be a girl has sloppy knockers. And I don't necessarily believe this sloppy knockered man with lipstick story.
Hi, everyone. Just a quick video. I just went out on a little...
It's funny when... Shim Lummy can hit the high notes on some stuff, but then Shim goes back to a man's voice. Yeah. You know that?
Yes.
Like she toggles between like a trying to be a feminine voice and then toggles back to being a dude. She's like, "Hi, I was just by this construction site today, and these guys were saying that."
Hi, everyone. Just a quick video. I just went out on a little excursion after my big excursion today. I went to my local coffee shop. Ta-da! Got a coffee where the girl who waited on me said she liked my cute rings. So that's a plus. And then
by the way, Seth Wiley, 2 days in a row, and the first one today for the babyface PayPal. Appreciate you, Seth Wiley.
Thank you, Seth.
PayPal, Venmo, Cash App at The Bubba Army. 2 days in a row. Seth Wiley, thank you, buddy.
I went to my local convenience store to grab a couple sodas, and there was a guy sitting at the counter by the window where they usually eat lunch on their lunch break, and he seemed to see me pull in and was definitely admiring me when I went into the store.
Yeah.
Yes. If people are staring at you, ma'am, then they are admiring you.
That's absolutely an all good and very, very positive taste.
But
too.
look at what we're dealing with here. Like, this isn't a person who's just looking to live. This is a person who is looking for attention.
Yes.
And is actively on social media looking to fulfill that attention.
And living in a little bit of a fantasy world into the attention that they're getting.
I mean...
that'd be like if I was to walk, Brian, if I was to walk, by, let's say you had a downtown office, I had to walk by a couple construction sites, to get to your place, and a couple guys were, catcalling me in some way, but like, Brian, you don't understand, these dudes, they were saying, because I'm such a bodybuilder, and because my muscles are so big, they were like, saying, man, Meanwhile, I'm just a fat ass.
No, the equivalent is you actually shiz your pants and they all see the stain on it and you're like, oh man, they're all staring at my ass. It must look good.
They're not staring at the fact that I thought I had a fart, but it ended up being a shart.
Yeah.
And I got a brown stain on my basketball shorts. No, they weren't looking at that. They were looking at my ass. It's popping. And you're like, no, Bubba, they were looking at the poop stain on your. Oh.
They were admiring my size 12 rings.
When I went into the.
Well, let me see. I think Shem puts his hand up for a second, and you should see this big man hand.
Oh, we saw him. She got a compliment on her rings.
Look at that.
Yeah.
He seemed to see me pull in and was definitely admiring me when I went into the store. I walked past him and kind of flipped my jacket open so you could see the girls.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
I mean, Brian.
But I just try to ignore her. You know,
but it's funny. Like it's
sad. It's mental
really
illness,
it really
and
is.
it's really
really
shouldn't. You know, I just try to ignore it. You know,
He seemed to like what he saw. He gave me a smile.
Oh, it gets better, Brian. It gets better. Listen to this one.
And I gave him a wink. So, just since I don't have Snapchat or Instagram, Facebook is where this video is going. So I hope you enjoy it.
And then this comedian, Margaret Cho, which I think I don't know. I think maybe her 15 minutes of. I think she was way more popular and funny, 15 years ago. I don't even know that she's.
I think she was in the 90s.
Yeah, I don't know that necessarily she's even working as a comedian anymore. Like, does she tour or anything like that?
Man, I don't know, but Asians usually age gracefully, but not this one.
Her face is falling off.
Yeah,
and you're right. Asians usually are some of the they age the best.
Yeah, she's only 57.
Or even like talking.
So this, I don't understand this mindset. Brian, maybe you can help me out before we go into words.
Or even like talking about trans people.
Yes.
I think trans lives has become a very big thing in comedy because they want.
Because it's funny.
To contest it. They don't understand that when you take trans lives lightly in a comedy routine, trans people die.
How?
Well, what she's saying is it normalizes treating them as others, and not that's I'm presuming to be her argument.
I mean, you're the only
here.
one that can probably wade through what she's meaning here, because I don't even understand what she's saying.
I mean, there's 13 more seconds. Let's see.
In a comedy routine, trans people die, and they don't have that understanding that like this is you. There are real consequences to your actions just because they don't affect you personally, but this will affect a trans person's life.
So
or even like talking
so if
about.
she's saying if you make fun of a trans person or question why people are transitioning, or even get into the discussion that we just had before, when this person that's completely oblivious to what's really happening, where's a man that's trying to dress up as a woman that's got some big fat sloppy knocks and actually is oblivious to the fact that when he was walking into a coffee shop or what have you, while he was taking his jacket off and letting his, as he called it, his girls really pop, that the guys were really catcalling Shem and putting him over as in a sexual, a positive sexual manner, when really they were making fun of him. So even we're guilty of poking fun potentially at people transitioning. And is she saying, Brian, that inevitably we're going to cost people, trans people's lives?
Look, comedy has always been about looking at current social issues and pointing out absurdities that are prevalent and obvious, and making jokes about how absurd that is. I think you could easily watch that video that we just watched of that transitioning man, and think that it's absurd and find humor in it without saying, that person doesn't deserve to live or exist. I think, this idea that by pointing out the absurdity in something is you can't do that, especially if it's a person who's, a vulnerable person. I mean, not really. This is we wouldn't even know that person existed if that person wasn't actively putting themselves out there.
Right. If that person was just living their life, maybe going to work, which, and at that point, this person elected to see if you agree.
They're
with me.
thriving on it.
Well, they elected to post that stuff on a social media platform that other people can judge and see. And I think if a person was really transitioning and wanting to take it serious and not wanting to potentially have people judge them, they would just live their life as they are and not try to put stuff up like that guy just did. Because you're kind of, at that point, you're putting it out there. Are you not? I mean, you're putting it out there. And people would not have known that situation with your sloppy knocks and people catcalling you had you not put that out there. And had you not put that out there, people wouldn't have criticized it because we would not have seen it.
But they're allowed, Bubba. And what do
you mean they're allowed?
They need to express themselves. I mean, you can't squash how they feel. They want to tell the world how great they feel about it.
But you can't criticize them.
Well, no, of course not.
So when we return, two things. One, I don't know if I found this or you found this, Lummy, but this fisherman, and it looks to be like it's not anywhere near Florida because that water is just way too blue. That looks like something in the Caribbean.
I think it's
probably Thailand, Mexico.
Yes, probably something like that.
I think it's off Mexico.
Yeah, but look how beautiful. Like, we don't have, our waters are green compared to that. So wherever it's at, he catches this octopus and then it sucks itself onto his face and he can't get it off. This fisherman, obviously an experienced fisherman, I think the first thing you got to do is retain your composure.
Yes, that's one.
The other thing is, I wish you have like a Lummy type buddy there that you can, Lummy with your retard strength, you could probably just grab it and have, got it right off me. But if you're by yourself and this happens, I think the first thing is you got to remain calm, because if you just flip out. The other thing is, I wonder if you would jump in the water if it would let go.
The octopus is just having fun. He's giving him 10 tickles.
Wait till you see this. And then the other thing is, Brian, going back to the trans, and again, this isn't anybody. This isn't anything that.
But why even give it attention? I don't get it. You love it
because I want your opinion of it. Because this has to do with a person that's transitioning and is a school teacher and is now presenting themselves as a transitioning school teacher. And my question is to you, and potentially a couple years from now, Lummy, what would you do? Because you're a very good dad. You have a very good grasp as to what your daughter's surroundings are, the type of school, the grade the school gets, the good teachers, the bad teachers, the principal. You know everything. You are very up to speed on your daughter's, education. And I got to think that most people sometimes pick where they live based on how good their school district is. I know your public school district is good, but I think you're even the kind of guy, whereas if you thought the school, maybe it started getting a couple, because the state of Florida grades the school. Maybe the grade went down a few notches. Maybe your daughter, you feel that the school's kind of, I think you'd put her in private school at that point, based on if you thought the school, was deteriorating and it was not as good of a public school, as you thought it was or that it used to be. I think you'd put your kid in private school, but you have the luxury right now of having a good public school system that happens to be in your district. And that being said, when I return after the octopus gimmick, I'm going to ask you if this was, because I think it was last week that you did the open house, right?
Yeah.
With you and your wife, you went to see your daughter's teacher and see the classroom and see the facilities and see it all. Talk to the teacher and see where your daughter's little desk is going to be and the whole ins and outs of what all of our parents did during open house. So, I think that if you went to open house and this was potentially your daughter's teacher, it's a hypothetical question, but what would you do?
So I question these stories, though. I can't find this covered anywhere else but Libs of TikTok. I pull up Chase Malhern, and it says Corvallis, Oregon, not Bronx, New York. I'm just trying to make sure that that this is.
All right, so let's go to words. Come back with that, and then maybe this is a complete nothing burger because it's a made up deal, maybe by an actor or somebody like that to
or maybe it may not be public school. Maybe it's possible that this Chase Marharm whatever moved to New York. It's possible from Corvallis, Oregon.
Let's wade through it next, though. Okay, perfect.
All right.
Thanks.
Yes, it is.
No, it's not. We rudely interrupt the rhetoric to let you know the following. Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
He's working out, ain't he?
Of course.
God dang. He hit.
Of course.
And I think.
Yeah. So see, I mean, maybe this Chase moved, but they were graduating teaching assistant at Oregon State University.
She moved to the Bronx.
She did.
Yeah.
And got a job at a public school or a private school.
Well, we're going to get through that.
Yeah, that's. I'm trying to see where she's at, because if it's a private school, I mean, shit, people are paying to go there. You know?
Bronx. It's a public Bronx Community High School.
Oh, okay.
Aren't they usually like PS1 or PS28 when they're in New York?
I have no fucking clue. Babyface did say that. Yeah, yes, you are correct. Babyface did say that J.P. Morgan story was fake. It turned out to be true. You're right, Sniz. When he sent out about Travis. Oh, Queen's University. She's
Hi, Lummy.
Hi, Bubba. There he is.
Let me see. Fridays. Let me see.
She was on the rugby team.
Oh, Lummy, I got a podcast on Friday at 10:15.
Okay.
So it's a guy named Chris.
Okay. I was going to be a little sports gimmick after. Is that all right today?
Yeah, I'm leaving today. I got an appointment at 10:30.
Okay.
So you can go ahead.
All right, thank you.
I mean, it's all yours. Just turn the air up when you're done.
I will. Here, if you want to show Brian, since I sent you her rugby picture.
Okay, perfect. Thank you, bud.
No problem.
The girls' rugby team?
Yeah, Queen's University.
Was born a woman, though, right? And transitioned to male?
Yeah.
Okay.
I don't know if that's creepier or less. I don't know. I mean, I can't quite fucking score that. Can you, Brian?
I mean, as long as, again, you know, I don't know. Oh, I see here, 10th grade AP World History teacher.
Yeah.
So they just haven't updated its profile on LinkedIn.
That's usually like the last one to go. That nutcracker on her stomach was just getting me. I don't care if it was a protractor. Looked like a nutcracker to me.
Is it a protractor?
I don't know. I couldn't tell. That's when I would walk her out. Be like, she doesn't know what her tattoo is on her stomach.
Oh, I mean, I'm not allowing my elementary school daughter to be taught by this person.
Chase is on the case?
High school, you know, it would depend on how disruptive it is to her education, because changing schools completely would be disruptive.
Yeah, because she got all her friends.
Yeah, yeah. So you got to weigh what's going on.
Is she starting fourth?
Third.
Third. Yeah, but so she's been in her 4 years with her posse.
Yeah.
I mean, she's got 4 years from kindergarten to now. I remember.
Years.
So she's starting third. I remember when I started third, I'd already had my my friends. Do any of her friends live in your neighborhood?
A couple.
Do they go to school? I mean,
yeah. A bunch of the people in our neighborhood moved into the school that she's at. Yeah.
So is that a K through 5 or
K through 5?
And then middle school 6, 7, and 8.
Yep.
And then you go to high school at 9.
Yep.
It looks like Minnesota flipped when they started a farmers union. Before that, it was fucking. Always red.
Let's get our thumb-ins for the baby face. He's at Crystal Harley-Davidson in Homosassa has the hottest deals this summer. Tell a Bubba Army and get a free helmet with any new motorcycle purchase. Wear any Bubba Army gear when you're at the store and score an extra surprise HD swag bag Monday through Friday. Take a test ride and grab a free summer swag bag loaded with mystery items, hats, t-shirts, koozies, challenge coins, and more. Or jump into the payment swap event. Trade your car, truck, boat, RV, or anything with a payment and ride home on a Harley. Stop by Crystal Harley-Davidson today. Your next adventure is waiting. You can always check him out online at crystalharley.com.
Too loud to ignore, too real to fake. We now return to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
I got an email from my girl at Game Day Health in Destin. Her name's Lisa. I'm going to have to look at it a little bit more closely. I think they may have, Game Day Health of Destin might have some kind of special going on. Man, go to Game Day Health of Destin. It's so easy. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Destin. And they will get you, I mean, everything from weight loss to erectile dysfunction to testosterone replacement to some of all the peptides and amino acids and just, you know, all of that. They can, they'll do your blood levels, get your blood panel, see where you're deficient and start dialing you in from there. Their doctors can prescribe anything that you potentially need as a man, but it all starts and stops. And I think there's I think they got $100 off gimmick going on, like maybe now through the next couple days.
Nice.
I'll go look.
Not seeing it on their site, but maybe it's a secret sale.
I think she sent me a link. Lisa did. GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Destin. I'll have to go into my email here between commercials and stop sets and see specifically what the deal is. I did talk to a doctor, Dr. Joe, from there last week. Lummy, I think I'm going to do maybe my testosterone replacement or something like that. Oh, nice. Through Game Day Men's Health of Destin. So give him a shot. Give him a look. Look him up, and let me see if I got that email from Lisa, and if indeed they do have a special going on at GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Destin. Good people up there in the Panhandle. In fact, Lummy yesterday said that if he couldn't live in Tampa, he'd live like in Fort Walton Beach, Panama City,
Pensacola,
Pensacola. Something like that.
God's country.
People don't realize we're heard terrestrially in Panama. Panama City is at 100.1 or 101.1. I forget which one it is.
I thought it was 101.1.
You probably learned that.
I probably should know that. And then I know 103.1
Yes.
Florida Man Radio on both of them, but 103.1 in Fort Walton Beach. So appreciate everybody. Here's the fisherman, and I'd probably die. But what a lot of people don't realize is I think within the octopus's tentacles, I think they have little barbs or teeth in each tentacle, I think. Or at least their mouth part down here has a really big, like, fish hook type tooth.
It's a beak. Yeah, it's like a beak.
Yeah. It's not each tentacle, but it does, like Brian said, it's a big, sharp beak that they can really crush things with and what have you. Now, what do octopuses eat in the wild? Not people's faces, but like, are they plant eaters or
they're not tentacles? They're suckers, by the way.
Okay, I understand.
Yeah.
But they're very powerful, are they not?
Oh yes,
the suckers.
Yeah, there's a ton of suckers on there.
Have you ever had one stuck to you before, Lum, in all your fishing expeditions?
No. Luckily, I've never messed with an octopus.
And what do they eat in the wild? Are they do they eat little fish, or do they eat
little fish? They eat clams and snails and
just
squid.
like little crustaceans on the ground?
Yeah, little plankton. Little crustaceans.
I would absolutely flip out.
He's got his
And this
killing tool.
like it's a pipe of some type, a rusted pipe.
Just go into the water.
See, Brian, I don't know, though, if the water, I think you got a 50-50 chance of it still hanging on, and now you're fighting not drowning, right?
I mean, just dip your head in. Like,
Yeah.
don't go full, like, dive down and see if it just if it'll relax and release. I don't think grabbing it by its head and clubbing it with a stick is going to get
it does.
the reaction.
This guy really, he pulls the nose up here, Brian.
He
And when
wants it.
Yeah, watch. Hold on.
All right, how long was this going on?
Well, 24 seconds.
Well, no, it was edited.
True. At least he now has kind of got it on his neck and not so much on his face. It's kind of positioned itself where it's wrapped around his left side of his neck now. That's a little bit better.
There you go.
But that thing, as he's trying to, it's continuously trying to wrap it around his face, like it's continuously trying to suck onto it as you're getting it out.
They're amazing, though. Have you watched My Octopus Teacher on Netflix?
Now, Brian, why would I have watched My Octopus? What's it about? Is it a kid's deal?
No, it's about a guy who's a
Got it off.
Yeah, he did get it off.
a nature documentary guy that goes out and he's like recording himself every day. He goes diving in South Africa and he befriends this octopus. And he goes and visits the octopus, and it's about the relationship that he develops with the octopus, and he learns a lot from the octopus. We learn a lot about the octopus. It's pretty amazing.
How many episodes is it?
It's one documentary. It's like an hour and 15 minutes long.
So it's just one.
Yeah.
Right. So,
my octopus teacher.
Is it the same octopus every day?
Yes.
So
it's the same one.
So I'm assuming they're somewhat like when they find a nice little coral spot or a nice little cubby hole.
Yeah, they're territorial.
Then they'll stay there. They don't move around unless they're trying to probably find a place to, bed down or to hide and whatever. So he finds this octopus, and then every couple days or every day he goes down and can you see at first the octopus is standoffish?
Yes.
And then as he gets more FaceTime with the octopus lightens up a little bit.
Oh, 100%.
Really?
And it's amazing to see.
Find me the trailer. My Octopus Doctor Netflix.
My Octopus Teacher, not Doctor.
I'm sorry.
What is it? My octopus doctor?
My Octopus Teacher.
Oh, okay.
I have getting surgery. It's gonna go quick though because it's an octopus surgeon.
I'm getting a prostate check from an octopus, and he's got eight different ways to check it. He can check my balls and my ass at the same time.
They're super intelligent. They can problem solve. They can fit through a hole like the size of a quarter. I mean, they are amazing.
They're good to eat when you make it right.
Leave them alone. Don't eat octopus.
I don't. Yeah, I'm
They're
not.
too smart. They got to be aliens. There's nothing else like them.
So, I have heard over the years, that octopuses are like them and crows and elephants. Like if you look at the most, the smartest animals, along with probably chimps and monkeys and apes and things like that, but probably with regards to sea life, I don't know. Dolphins are probably pretty smart, aren't they, B?
Yeah, dolphins are smart. Crows are very smart. There's videos of the Japanese crow, the crows in Japan, and they love walnuts. And so they'll take them and drop them into the crosswalks, wait for the cars to crush them, and then wait for the walk signal to go, and then swoop in, eat their nuts, and then swoop out.
You're kidding me.
Nope.
They also have facial recognition, and they have the ability to reason. Like if a crow was sitting on top of a telephone pole, and when we had remember the retarded duck we had that always had to have its eggs out in the bushes?
Yes.
Well, so that duck, that mama duck, instinctually would sit on these eggs all day, except for about 10 minutes when that mama duck would go back to the back to get some water because she was like in July heat right on blacktop, remember? Well, the crows would sit across the street on the telephone poles and know when she's going to go get water. And for the 10 minutes that she was gone, they would come and peck all the life out of her eggs. And she was too stupid to realize that her eggs were never going to hatch. So she would sit on them about 3 months longer than they needed to be. And finally, she would realize that they're just all dead eggs. We'd actually have to take them, remember, Lummy? And or she would just keep sitting on them. But the crows they learned her pattern, and there would be like 3 of them on top of a telephone pole. Like she went to get water like at 2:00. And
So you were counting crows?
Yeah.
This one's Mr. Jones.
This is the octopus teacher. Is that what it's called?
My octopus teacher. You'll get it eventually. Pete knows
it. Shut up, Brian.
I remember the day when it all started, seeing this really strange thing.
Now, I don't think naturally they want to attack humans.
No, they're inquisitive. They're not. They are very, very highly intelligent animals. They have intelligence that we can't understand. They can sense things with their tentacles that we can't even begin. They can change color. They can change texture. They can change shape. I mean, they are fascinating.
And some of them can get quite big. Like the one we saw sucked on the guy's face was probably, maybe midlife, maybe like a younger one, but they get quite, like the older they get quite big, don't they?
Well, I think that one was a Mayan octopus, which is they're usually a lot smaller.
But like the giant Pacific octopus gets up to 6 meters, which is the biggest. That's freaking huge, 18 feet.
Oh my God, is that like 18 foot, like tentacle to tentacle?
Yeah.
Okay.
A lot of people say
18 feet? That's from me to you.
Those aren't good eating.
No, and they'll kill you probably.
An octopus is like an alien.
This, Brian, is probably one of the bigger ones, right? Is this
No, these are tiny. He's tiny. This one's tiny. This one's like this big.
Oh.
Yeah, these are the ones that people like to eat.
I wouldn't eat octopus.
Look at that, blending in with the sea, with the sand there.
The strange thing is, as you get closer to them, you realize that we're very similar.
They got two big eyes on top too, don't they?
Mm-hmm.
In a lot of ways.
So they are kind of swimming together,
No,
right?
he's free diving. He does not have a scuba tank or anything, which I think helps him because this octopus isn't freaked out by the bubbles and the noise of the tank
and the big apparatus. And,
yeah.
It's a hard thing to.
But I gotta say, when you free dive like that, you gotta be really good at holding your breath.
Yeah, he builds up, and there's times when he loses shots and things like that because he had to come up
right for breath.
Yeah.
Now is free diving and learning how to do that, I got to think it's just like any other sport or anything that you do. The more you do it, the better you get at it. So like, if your first day you could hold your breath for 45 seconds, by month 7, you're holding your breath for a couple minutes.
Yeah, I think he can go down like 4 or 5 minutes. Like this guy's really good at it.
I think I can only go like 30 seconds.
Explain, but sometimes you just get a feeling and there's something to this creature that's very unusual.
So at that point, I mean, what we're just seeing here is when you put your hand out there, if he's, scared and thinking that he's under attack, he's probably going to suck on you. But if he's being your friend,
so
he just kind of lightly touches you.
He's using those suckers to get information. Like they almost act like another brain. So, and he's touching to learn and to understand what the human is.
What the human is.
Yes.
And so those tentacles are all like little information gathering points.
They're not tentacles.
Yeah. Okay. I'm sorry. The suckers are all like little information data points that it can decipher. What you're dealing with.
Yeah. They have 8 arms with suckers. Tentacles are on squid and cuttlefish, cephalopods.
Creature that's
other cephalopods.
Very unusual.
Hold on, he's holding it there.
No, him and the octopus become like great friends.
There's something to learn here. I had to have a radical change in my life. And the only way I knew to do it was to...
Man, what a loser. I had to have a radical change in my life, so the only way I could make my life better is to go become friends with an octopus.
So he was a filmmaker.
I thought our lives were bad, my friend. I'm sorry, go ahead, Brian. What?
I mean, Lummy's got 2 goats, but...
Yeah, I know. They're really my goats, but I've given them to him.
I mean, they're your goats because in like the lawful possession, but they're Lummy's goats.
Yeah, like if I walk in there, they hate me.
Yeah, they don't even know who you are.
Well, they know who I am.
Oh.
And they know that I'm not good. They don't like me at all. I had to yoke up baby one time because he brand me at the studio. I was trying to give a banana to Hootie, and he came and rammed me on the side of the knee for that banana. So I had to give him the good news, Lummy. I yoked him right down to the ground and held him there. He tried to get up, and I held him there for like 30 seconds. And ever since that, man, he hates my guts. Hootie hates me too. They hate me, Lummy.
I should have been a goat wrestler.
In this ocean with her. And then I had this crazy idea. What happens if I just went every day?
And Brian, these waves are pretty hard to dive in.
Where
right?
he is it's rough waters, but there's like this little serene clearing that he finds with all this kelp and.
Let me ask you a question: if it's this rough up top, is it that rough down below too?
If you get further down beneath the waves, it's not quite as rough.
Okay, but still, that's a skill set. If you're just free diving like that, to be able to hold your breath to even get the necessary depth, so that you're not just getting thrown into the rocks.
Yeah.
I'd last about. I wouldn't.
You'd be dead within a minute.
I wouldn't get out of the boat.
You'd be dead within a minute.
I wouldn't even get the boat that close to the rocks in fear that it's gonna, capsize my boat, or I'm not gonna be able to get it out of there.
But you realize.
Does he name them?
There's a line that can't be crossed.
I don't think so.
Now, let me ask you a question, Brian. What is the octopus's natural predator?
You're looking at it right there. I think it's a lemon shark or some sort of shark.
A sand shark?
It's one of the blind ones.
Or maybe
they can only smell their prey.
Or maybe one of the eels too, maybe?
Yeah, I guess some eels might be, but for this particular octopus where it's living, its only predator is the shark.
The shark. Now, does he have to save him?
You start thinking about your
He
own
doesn't interfere with nature.
Worried about your family or child.
All right, I'm going to take Brian's word for it that it's phenomenal. Thank you.
You're not going to watch it?
No, I don't think so. I got to try to find.
I got way too many other things to do. I'm a busy man.
I got to try to find the Dutton Ranch.
I got to drive Erica around the property so she can go pick up sticks.
I found it one time yesterday, and then I tried to mark it as a favorite, and I lost it. So I'm going to have you help me with it.
Yeah, no problem.
So we were talking about this particular transitioning teacher, and it's Chase. Is it? How do you say its last name?
Mauerhahn?
Mauerhahn. Now, if it helps, as I play this story, please know that this was a woman, and it's transitioning to a guy. Now, see, I find that less creepy. I find a stock woman, a woman that was born XX and would like to be XY, and she doesn't really care about her vagina. She'd like to have a penis. And she doesn't really care about her boobs. She like to cut them off. And she would like to be a man. I have, for some reason, and I know that it's probably not correct thinking, and I'm, being stupid, but I have kind of a less of a problem, and I think it's less creepy for a woman to turn into a man, more so than it is a man. I mean, less so than a man that turns into a woman.
Is it because you don't want to be tricked?
Yeah. I think they're a little bit. I think they're a little bit more forthright, and I think they can do. I just think that naturally they're less creepy. For some reason, I don't know. Maybe none of them are creepy. But Brian questioned as to whether this is real or not. Lummy has found this person's Facebook page when this person here, who is, I think, transitioning to be a man from a woman and is now going to be a school teacher. She was on the Queen's University Charlotte's women's rugby team. Correct, Lummy?
Yes.
Queen's University of Charlotte welcomes Chase Mauerhahn for the spring of 2021. Chase is a transfer student athlete from the College of Charleston who competed for the Wando Rugby Cup during her high school career. She's originally from Mount Pleasant, South Carolina, and she's at this point at 2021 identified as a woman, attended the Wando High School, blah, 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 blah. So we have at least determined, Lummy, that this is a woman that's trying to be a man, which at that point I have a little less of a problem. But needless to say, the question was to Brian, if when you went to your daughter's open house last week and this was going to be her teacher, what would you and your lovely wife have done?
My name is Chase, and I am a butch, non-binary high school teacher, and this is my plan for back to school this year. The first thing I'm doing this year is I'm just going by Chase. No Mrs., Mr., Mix, just Chase. I did it last year, and it went great, and none of my students cared at all. None of the administration cared at all. So I'm planning on just doing that again this year. Something I'm doing this upcoming year that I didn't do last year is I think I'm just going to send an introduction email to all of my students and all of their parents, just saying my name, my pronouns, a little bit about my background and why it's important to me. I know that not every single parent is going to understand and not every single parent is going to care or be respectful, but I think my job as a teacher is to educate people, and if that means I get to educate.
Now, again, we're keeping in the mindset this could potentially, what would the question out there is, and I'll be done here in about 25 seconds, and that is, what would you do if this was your kid's teacher? Now, I don't know what grade this person's
10th
teacher.
grade
10th.
AP U.S. history.
Well, that's a little
world
bit.
history.
That's a little bit different.
Yeah,
in the
it
fact
is.
that it's
if
not.
it was elementary or even middle, I would I would have more of an issue.
That changes my mindset a lot.
Yeah,
Meaning, like
and so far, Chase hasn't said anything too militant that would have me concerned.
No, Chase
like,
just kind of acts a little.
You know,
feminine.
she's and Chase is like, look, I get that some people aren't gonna understand or like what I have to say, and that's okay. You know, like that mindset is a little different than you must do this and you must do that. And
if there was such a thing, I think Chase is handling this about as graceful and as cool as you could, given the circumstances. And I think that it adds a lot of insulation to Chase, him potentially, is the fact that he's dealing with 10th graders compared to 4th graders. Big difference there. People in 10th grades got it figured out. They're young adults and they got it figured out. They're probably going to understand this more so than the 4th grader. I don't know, but I really don't necessarily have a problem with this person.
Well, yet.
Yes.
The parents too. Awesome. The third thing I'm doing this year is a pronoun lesson. I'm doing it day 1. I just tell my students that I'm non-binary. I use they, them pronouns, and that what non-binary means to me is that I'm not really a boy or a girl. I'm kind of just doing my own thing. And a lot of them really get
and I think at 10th grade, you can maybe digest that better than 3rd or 4th. You can digest and be like, listen, okay, whatever. I got to get through this class.
Yeah.
Whatever. I'm not here to cause no problems. I'm here to try to get through this thing.
My students last year would correct each other when they messed up my pronouns. So I'm kind of just hoping for the same thing this year.
See, this was not nearly as shocking as I thought it was going to be, just due to the fact that three things. One, this person is a woman that's trying to be a man. And I just, in the trans world, don't have as big a problem with that.
No, it's not trying to be a man. Non-binary.
Okay.
Does not identify. Right. I think the word was a butch non-binary.
Yes, butch non-binary.
So I think more man than woman, but no real gender,
right.
which is fascinating.
and then two, that this isn't impressionable 3rd graders who can't understand necessarily what this is all about. You're dealing with 10th graders that pretty much understand what you're doing, what you're trying to do, and can understand it. And then the final aspect is, I think that Chase actually does a pretty good job in navigating through it. And I think Chase's mindset is, not everybody's going to like it, not everybody's going to support it. I get it. And that's your choice. And like Brian said, it's not a shove down, meaning you're going to deal with it and you're going to say my pronouns are them and they. You're going to do that. I think this person has about as good of an attitude going into this particular situation than that you could potentially have. Because let's just face it, when you're teaching 10th graders, today's 10th grade society is not what it was when we were growing up. They're far more disrespectful. They're more to themselves. They're weird. They're glued to their phone. They're glued to AI. They're glued to Snapchat. They're glued to social media. The 10th graders just aren't what they were when we were 10th grade.
Back to when you were glued to your shop vac.
And like this guy right here, an African-American teacher. Now, school just started everywhere. I think it's
not everywhere. Some places haven't even started yet.
Really?
Yeah.
I think
up in the Northeast, I think they go back like after Labor Day.
Yeah.
No, I think everywhere down here.
Yeah, down here
for
in
the
Florida,
most part,
but not everywhere in the country.
Obviously, where this guy teaches, which I don't know where he teaches, but he's a teacher, and in school's back in session, and I think he says in the video, school's only been 2, 3, 4 days now, and he's already, kind of sized up his students. And he starts crying because he says the students are so dumb that they can't even like figure out paragraphs and are able to write an opinion or an argument defending their position. They can argue it, but they can't write it. And he's really, really, really upset on how today's kids are so stupid.
These kids are leaving high school and going to college, and they couldn't fill in 4 words. 4 words. I literally broke down in the middle of class. This is only day 2. And I have seniors who simply cannot read, and seniors who cannot write.
Wow.
How the heck are they getting into college?
I think everything now is just a shove through.
Very good athletes.
Yeah, true. You're right. One of them's the star running back, and the other one's the star quarterback. So they're just pushing them right on through.
They can reason. They have the ability to defend their reasoning if it's talking to their homeboy, but applying that to a written text, 2 paragraphs, and they couldn't do it. Our young black men, our young brown men, our young black girls, and our young brown girls. These kids are leaving.
I think
so. This guy may be more emotionally unstable than Chase. I don't know who I'd want teaching my kid.
Yeah, in actuality,
Crying McCryerson or
Craig. I almost think I would want Chase up in the mix. You know, more so than this emotional basket case, right? I mean, you know, if you're a teacher and like, listen, I got some senior boys, senior African American guys that can't read or write, and I got some girls, the same thing. You know, I'm going to do my best, but it's obviously they're a byproduct of their education they've received prior to me, and they're probably not getting any stimulation or any direction or, you know, any type of homeschooling from whatever parent may or may not be there. And I'm going to do my best, but I'm not going to get that I mean, that's kind of like being a little bitch, right? I mean, so your kid that you teach cannot read or write. Does that mean you got to break down hysterically and start crying about it?
How do I reach these kids?
P. Diddy is out of the hole.
All right.
And I want to talk about the Rays. Man, you know, I don't like to get too local, but, you know, obviously we live in Tampa. We're based out of Tampa, and we sometimes get a little Tampa-centric. And, you know, our favorite baseball team collectively, I think all of us are our own home team, just like we're Lightning. I'm a Packer fan. I'm not necessarily a Buck fan as far as the NBA, but as far as NHL, I'm a huge Lightning fan. No other team. In baseball, I am a Tampa Bay Rays fan. What other sports are there?
Indiana Fever.
I'm an Indiana Fever. I actually have
wearing the shirt today.
I have the shirt on today.
What does Pete think about the WNBA situation?
That's not something that we're going to ask him. Can you stop with the Pete-ness?
Yes, I'll stop.
No, actually, you don't have to stop. I get it. But listen, he's a new co-host of a new little franchise I'm trying to build, and I really admire his intellect. You know, maybe it's because I'm so stupid, I feel as if he's so smart, and the average guy thinks that he's smart, but doesn't make near the deal that I do about it. I get it. I understand. No big deal.
No, it's all good. I'm sorry. I'll stop.
No, you don't have to.
But I will.
But you don't.
But I will.
Don't forget 3-question Thursday today.
Yep, I got it.
And
I think we got to get into Dr. Dan's challenge.
I'm going to get into the Rays next. I'm going to get into P. Diddy getting out of the hole. And do you have the clip of Dan?
Yeah, it's right there in green.
Out of
3D.
3D
with the mouse cursor right over it.
3D. Oh, Dan versus Babyface. Wow, it's 1:32.
Oh yeah, Dan.
Yeah, he was going off, baby.
Because it kind of sets up what the bet is too.
And Jay completely had your back. Jay was like, "Listen, Babyface came through our firm. He is like unbelievable. I had a trial that got settled, but when we thought we were going to trial, I actually asked Brian for a favor if he'd help me navigate through Fort Dix and be counsel." And Brian was like, with no hesitation, absolutely. So,
well, I'll preface that segment with I love the Diacos, and I will always be there if they ever need anything. They know that they can call me up. I've never once told them no to
And
anything.
nor would you.
Nope. So
mean,
I'll preface it with that, and then I'll get into what
and a lot of you and Dan are
Dr.
just
Dick had to say. I mean, Dan, sorry.
A lot of you and Dan are just like, you guys really do care for each other. You did a show for I don't know how many years, and it's just friendly jousting. But you guys take it to a whole other level. You really do. But at the end of the day, I know you guys both really are friends.
Yeah, I would help him in a heartbeat. I mean,
Right.
Absolutely. Anything he ever needed.
If any of you or your family, even your much dreaded mother-in-law, if she got into a situation where she needed an emergency stitch up, Dan would be there to do it for you. You know, or if your daughter had a playground incident and she needed to get like a couple stitches on her forehead, I think you would probably call Dan before you take her to ER.
Well, he uses the finest Italian silks.
If you liked that segment, then you'll definitely like the new redesigned BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back to the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
Oh, but that podcast, are you guest somewhere, or are you doing it here, or?
Here.
So with the camera set up and everything?
Yeah, for 10:15 tomorrow.
Okay.
Just the same setup we do for
No problem.
So everything
for
the same?
Pete.
Same as everything then?
Yeah, everything.
Okay, got it.
Oh man, Johnny K coming in large for the babyface factor.
All right.
Wait till you hear this one. Come out with that out of the hole. Thank you, bro.
Love me some Costica. What's up, Dave Rock? What's up, Bubba Army for Life? Uncle Rucky, Mike from Mass, Grouper Lips, New York Greg, Dirt Merchant. Sorry, I was just checking up on my daughter.
That's right. She goes to school, right?
Yeah, she does.
How does she like?
She loves it.
They always get a feel first couple days where they got some cool kids or not. She good with it?
Yeah. Absolutely. What's up, Ventura, California?
Like her teacher?
Yep. Yeah, she's got great teachers. One of them was two-time teacher of the year at the school. So.
Good.
What's up, Internet Fred? Johnny K again. Zach, what up? Uncle Rucky, I said already. Hedda. Yeah, I'm one of the fools that took precautions. What's up, Big E? No, her teacher doesn't cry like a bitch from what I've seen. What's up, Barbecue Pitmaster? But I guarantee you her third grade class can probably read and write better than some of that guy's students.
Or better, probably better than me and Lummy.
I wasn't going to say.
I did.
What's up, Steve?
Me and Lummy are just a bunch of fucking retards that are grifters. We're just grifters.
Yeah, we were like that black guy. That black guy was my
We know our
teacher.
role, don't we, Lum?
Yeah, that black guy was my teacher my senior year. That's when he started getting emotional.
That black guy was actually crying over me and Lummy's educational knowledge.
Oh, it's called Coming Back Down to Earth, Mike from Mass. What the Sox are doing, we're going to talk about it in a minute, so just wait.
What's that?
He was asking about the AL East. Mike from Mass is obviously a...
Man, and Boston, Boston's lost 6 in a row or something.
5.
Yeah, but they're finally fucking, like you said, coming back to...
And they're closer to the Mariners than they are to us, so I'm not worried about Boston.
Yeah, we're 12 and a half to the good on the wild card.
Oh, that's... Yeah. I mean, if
we only have like 46...
I'll break down some numbers for you.
I got some numbers for you, too.
I got...
Banned in all 50 states and 100 countries. We're back to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Pre-post. Johnny K loves himself some babyface. It's hard to be a liberal living in Indiana, and Johnny K does it, my friend.
Close it off with a plum.
Buck 50 and specifically said because it's Babyface Thursday, the steel-slinging madman himself, Johnny K, Buck 50. Love you, my friend.
Johnny K.
I'll see you in less than 2 weeks, my friend, for lunch. When I go to Indiana, I always try to do like a Bob Evans lunch or something with Johnny K. Sometimes we meet in Plymouth. Sometimes he drives all the way to Indiana. I mean, all the
do
way
you
down.
pick up the tab for him?
Of course I do. Of course I do.
Come on, babyface.
Absolutely.
Making sure.
No, absolutely.
It's Johnny K's 100 anyhow.
Yeah, I mean, it's I should say, listen, I'm going to pay for the tab, Johnny, but indirectly, you've paid for it 10 times over. 200 times over. Johnny K, P1, love him. I thought, let me get this P. Diddy thing out of the way, so maybe Gary can start cutting it.
Perfect.
If there's a cut to be had. We were actually struggling today for clickbait. It's just not. I mean, okay.
There's nothing. I mean, everything
WNBA.
the news is what we covered the last 2 days.
I mean, like we just don't go to the same news sites. We go to various what is trending. We use a little AI. We try to figure out.
Could have gone a deep dive into is Mitch McConnell still alive?
No, here's the thing, Brian. We want to talk about something that people care about.
I mean,
people don't really care about Mitch McConnell.
Yeah,
they don't care. I mean, that
that
guy's ship has sailed by far. Get the hell out of here. I would absolutely. You want to drain the swamp? Open the doors up to the Capitol building in Congress and say, if you're over 80, get the hell out.
Or we're killing you.
Get the hell out. If you're over 80, out.
Octogenarians need not apply.
I don't care what a political affiliation you are. Out. We need to put some 40 and 50-year-old people in there. That's what we need. And then term limits on congressmen and senators. Both of them have 4-year terms. You cannot. You can if you're 79 and you run for office and you win. That's fine. But you cannot apply or try to run for office if you're 1 minute over 80. And you cannot, and I think they made, Brian, you might know this more so than I do. I think they just passed legislation with regards to, people of Congress and the Senate and investments and their family. I think they did.
Yeah,
pass
supposedly.
sometime. Yeah, but
we'll see.
That again, that's a big crap show in itself because they all don't want to really.
They're all crooks.
Yeah, they are. They all. Every one of them is
blue, red, purple, brown, green. I don't care.
Can I tell you who my favorite guy in the U.S. Congress is? Well, including the Senate.
Who?
Fetterman. That's kind of like my new guy.
Yeah.
Not Rick Scott.
Are you kidding me?
Fetterman's like me. He's got brain damage.
Yeah, there you go. Fetterman's like me. He's got brain damage. No, Rick Scott's probably my most hated.
Fetterman dresses like me.
He wears a sweatshirt, basketball shorts. I mean, I love Fetterman is like, that's my jam. Rick Scott, not so much.
No.
I hate him. He's probably my most hated politician of all time.
He is a little weasel.
I will take
Mr.
that.
Burns looking mother effer.
He is Mr. Burns looking mother effer. And you know what? He is proof positive that you can buy your way into office.
Yeah, he has the charisma of a used tissue.
Yeah, he's got the charisma of a used condom that got thrown over the curb. Oh, I hate him. I hate him. Anyway, P. Diddy officially out of solitary confinement. He got put there, I think about 60 days ago, maybe a month or so ago, for actually getting into a fist fight. P. Diddy is officially out of solitary confinement following his alleged prison brawl. Sources with direct knowledge tell TMZ that Diddy was released from the hole, which I think there's several different words for it. The shoe, the hole. Solitary. Yeah. He was released from the hole at the FCI Fort Dix in New Jersey facility, where he'd been placed in the hole, the shoe, the solitary, for getting into a fight with another inmate. As we reported, Diddy went toe-to-toe with a fellow inmate after the man allegedly dissed him. We're told that the two got into a physical scuffle, pushing each other and throwing jabs before prison staff quickly broke it up. Sources say that Diddy actually did pretty good.
Yeah, he told the guy, "Don't push me because I'm close to the edge."
Don't push me because I'm close to that. But prison officials immediately tossed him into solitary confinement. It's unclear whether Diddy will face additional disciplinary action. A lot of times they will add some time on for that, or maybe take your game time away, or they'll just throw you in the hole for 60 and they call it even. Like, Brian.
So he got released from the hole at Fort Dix, and now he's looking to get some D's to release in his hole.
Yeah.
Well, yeah. I mean,
Man,
that's one reason.
Brian's really breaking it down.
That's one reason why he got into a fight too, possibly.
What do you mean? Somebody was trying to put a D in his hole?
Someone was saying that maybe he likes it a little too much.
For real?
Yes. That's what they're saying.
Diddy is currently scheduled to be released from federal prison in 2028, February 20th, 2028. So he didn't really have that much longer. He's got like a year and a half, 18 months.
Just got to get through Trump's presidency.
You don't think Trump would pardon him, do you?
No.
The Federal Bureau of Prisons previously told TMZ that it does not disclose internal information or comment on disciplinary matters involving these type of deals. Right here, somebody got, some guard. Can you imagine being P. Diddy? You can't even walk the yard and get a little exercise all by yourself without somebody shooting some behind some curtain through a window type footage. And I wonder how much TMZ paid for just this little...
Probably 10 grand, I would guess.
14-second clip. That's it. That's all it is. It's and Brian, they just keep rewinding and playing. It's the same clip. So this might actually be, if I was to, okay, so so it starts at 2 and it ends at, it's 1 second. It's 1.5 seconds. That's all they got. So then they'll play it again. Look. And then Brian, they know TMZ will always slow-mo it and give you the slow-mo version of it, like you're getting a little more. But that's all they got of him. Let's see how many strides he's officially taking here. So hold on here. 1, 2. You got the guy taking 2 strides, and that's the video footage. That's the only video footage they have of P. Diddy in prison. Now, Brian, is it your opinion that this was probably shot from a guard, or do you think this was shot from like an inmate that sneaked a cell phone in? This is all the footage they got.
Probably a guard. I don't know that the inmate's going to be able to sell it and transmit it and all that. Looks like that person's behind a window.
Yeah, it does.
And a wall.
Like maybe an administrative office or something like that. That maybe borders the exercise area or something like that, and it's just and it looks like to be one of those real kind of rectangular windows that are real thin but real tall. Like
That's so a human body couldn't fit through it all the way.
That almost looks like an I-beam right there, though, doesn't it? Kind of.
Yeah, a little bit.
Right there to the very far right.
Yeah, that's outside the building there, I think, outside the window.
That's probably a structure.
Or maybe it's a part of the door.
I wonder how much.
They use that prison brown on a lot of painting.
I wonder how much that clip went for. Because there's no other clips of him in prison. None. I don't think. Maybe other than his booking photo. But I don't think there's... I've not seen any other clip with Diddy in prison in any other situation. Have you guys?
No, but I haven't been looking for them.
No, I haven't been looking for them either, but I would think that if there were any, they would be new. Like, the news would gobble them up immediately and have something to say about them, because it's so rare. I mean, realistically, the only clip that we have of P. Diddy in prison is 1.5 seconds of him taking 2 strides in the exercise area through what looks to be a window at the prison. That's it. I mean, I bet you're right, Brian. I bet you that thing went for 10, 15, 20 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So anyway, that's our P. Diddy. I think that what determines whether they add time or they just said, okay, you did 30 in the hole, we're going to call it even? Is that directly on the warden, or is that directly on the prison, or does that have to do with the prosecutors, or like who would make that decision, Brian, as to, okay, you broke the rules, you fought a guy, and we put you in solitary for however many days. Now you're going to lose your game time, or you're going to not lose your game time and just get time served in the hole.
Yeah, I don't know how that works, quite honestly. Wish I did, but I don't.
But like it probably is a prison deal as to whether
now that is something, and I'm not being a smartass. You could probably ask Pete.
You know what? I think that you even have probably succumbed to finally finding a topic that Pete would absolutely be the go guy.
Yes.
Like, that's absolutely who I should be asking.
100%.
Pete, guy who did 25 years in federal prison.
I think he probably knows a lot about it.
Oh, he knows a lot about it. Absolutely. Too bad Pete's not on speed dial. So anyway, every morning when I get up, I kind of got my routine. Eat my breakfast, sit at my little table, look at my calendar, and I go through my phone. And the first thing that I shower.
Anybody send me money last night?
I shower. First I shower.
Bubba Crabs is looking at money first.
Bubba Crabs does go into the PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. We don't have, but here's the thing, Brian, we don't have a lot of after hours trading.
But if they're in London or
no, but we don't.
Cambodia.
Lummy will tell you, like, we don't, after the show, unless Lummy's doing a live show with Dark Match Steve or his little sports show, or maybe the GOAT gimmick, we don't have a lot of people that donate during the day through PayPal, Venmo, or Cash App. We just don't.
They should start hitting you up at midnight, and so those dings, the chings, wake you up.
No, I get it. My phone's completely on silent. So when I'm eating breakfast, I first go and look at if we got any, PayPal, Venmo, Cash App activity. Then I'll go and look at the YouTube live show from the day before.
Nice.
We should be over 10 grand. Usually we are. Sometimes we're like at 99.50, but I know that it's trending, and like I got pars as to where all of those are supposed to be. So like, if I see something that's like 7,700, I'll be like automatically on there with you and Gary, and that does happen in various incidences, like we had on Monday when the trolls, turn us in and we get a community standard strike. So I do that, and then I go right to the Rays and see what the Rays did, because I got the ESPN app on my phone, and they're one of my favorites. So as soon as I hit the ESPN app, it usually shows me the Rays box score, and then I'll actually go into the box score, look who did what, and then I go to the standings and see where they are, how many games are ahead of the Yankees, see how Boston's do it, and then I go right to the wild card and see, how many games they are good to the wild card, break down who got the win. I think did Martinez get the win last night?
No, it was Rasmussen.
Rasmussen, yeah. But Baker didn't get the save because I think
they didn't need Baker. They didn't bring him in.
What I know,
it's over 4 runs. It's 4 runs or more.
Yeah,
So it's got to be 3 or less.
Yeah, I was going to ask you what that threshold was. I didn't know. I saw that he didn't pitch, but so is the threshold 3 runs or less, and it's considered a save? Other than that,
because 3 outs, it's.
okay.
Yeah.
So Baker, I think, is he what? Is he leading the league? Or
Yes, 34 saves.
Right,
23 in a row.
So I got to look at the Rays, and kind of got down a rabbit hole. First of all, Hicks is. And he was a trade deadline trade we made with the Marlins. He was a catcher and a first baseman and came through the Marlins system. And, Brian, who is probably the biggest most knowledgeable of all sports, of all of our co-hosts, when we were talking about trade deadline, we're like, listen, we need some pitching. They went. I'll tell you, man, that Wells guy from Baltimore
Tyler Wells
is good. Who's the other guy we got from
Freddie Peralta? His second start was a little bit better. So when he was with Milwaukee, he pitched in a dome, and he did really well there. And there's a thought process that he will pitch better at Tropicana than he will outdoors. So we'll see how he does.
But I don't think since we've got him, we've been on the road.
And we won both games that he started. One took an insane comeback, and then the other one
with
was,
Colorado, I think.
Well, we got ahead and then fell behind, and then he settled down against the A's.
He likes to give up home runs.
Yeah, well, I'll tell you, man, Hicks. That guy's money.
He's a big man.
That guy's now leading the team in batting average.
Big man, 5'9", 185.
That's right.
Mountain of a man.
16 homies. He's one of those catchers that can play first base as needed, so that gives the Rays some relief where you can give, Aranda a day off, and because you got I got to tell you though, the guy that plays first, is it Aranda?
Yeah, he helps Aranda. Helps Aranda.
Right, helps Miranda, helps Aranda, but I don't know that he gets his accolades on how good of a first baseman he is defensively.
He doesn't.
He is so good. I mean, there's many a times that Walls and Caminero throw kind of a dirt ball, and he's all stretched out doing the splits, and will completely, get it right out of the dirt. Otherwise, that would go by a lot of first basemen. And how many times have you seen a real hot shot? Like a lefty throw like a badass line drive or a one bouncer that he snags at first. So he's good. But how about Simpson? Simpson's over 300 right now.
He has been on an absolute insane streak. He's batting like 480 over the last month,
and Junior is starting to come back around.
It's crazy.
Junior's been pretty consistent.
No, he had a horrible July. He had a horrible July. He batted like 238 for July. He had a horrible July. He batted like 440 for June, and May he was in the 300s. But now he's coming back, and so I got to looking at Junior's numbers, and don't forget Junior's only 23. And we have him tied up. I looked at what his contract and all that kind of deal was as this morning when I was eating breakfast. And check me, Brian, but I think my numbers are right. We got him tied up until 2030. He
cannot become an unrestricted free agent until 2030.
Mm-hmm. So we got 2 years, 26 and 27 pre-arbitration. Then we got 3 years, 28, 29, and 30 for what they call the arbitration years.
I mean, if they're smart, after this lockout thing gets situated, they sign him to a long-term deal.
So I was looking at that too. I asked ChatGPT, and I'd be like, and ChatGPT asked me, do you want me to, by the way, he's got a 4.8 WAR rating right now. The next guy on the Rays, the second place guy, is like 2.8. So if you have and so I looked up with ChatGPT 2 this morning. I got down a Rays rabbit hole, and that is like a 5.0 WAR rating is like upper echelon, all-star, $500 million contract kind of deal. And they said if the Rays were smart, if he continues these type of numbers, he's going to be a $700 million guy, but they would be smart to sign him to like a 10-year, $250 million deal now that he probably would take, and it would be the biggest deal in Rays history. But they think that the Rays could get him right now for $2 250 because when he becomes a free agent, he's a $500 million guy.
I think if his,
am I right on that?
I think his agent is probably only going to let him lock him up for 5 or 6 years because you want that second contract, in your prime years, your 29 to 33, 34 to be your big money.
So they could rip because he's only making like
$790,000.
He's making like $800,000 now. The guy is over 300. He's got a WAR rating of nearly.
No, he's batting 280.
Is he batting 280?
Yeah, 279.
You
280.
sure?
Positive.
Yeah, I think you're thinking over the last month.
Oh, okay.
And even over the last month, he's 250.
Oh, is he?
He's got 37 homers, I think. 36?
35. He's tied.
35
well, he was tied.
homers.
I don't know if anybody hit any more yesterday.
Do you think the Rays tie? Do you think that he expressed in the articles I was reading, he expressed that he'd like to stay in Tampa long term. He has expressed that. So I think they would be stupid, Brian, to not roll out something of 5 to 7 years, worth 30, 35 a year with the new ownership. I think that's what it's going to take to get him to sign. Otherwise, if you wrung him ragged and you continue just to pay him for the term that you have him locked up till, which is till 2030, I think that really pisses him off.
Well, I think what they're waiting to do is to see, is there going to be a salary cap and salary floor? Because if the Rays are going to have to up their payroll to $200 million a year under the next collective bargaining agreement, they have to decide where and how they're going to spend that.
Well, and some of it would be for Junior.
Absolutely.
That's your first priority.
But I think, you look at their, 120 this year, a total, with all their additions and everything.
With all their dead money and stuff.
So if they've got to add $80 million a year to that,
why not give it to him?
They're going to give a substantial portion of that to him to lock him up, because that also becomes a very tradable contract. And so they'll get him at a slight discount.
What do you think they get him for? You think it's a 10? You think it would be like 10 years, 250?
The longer the term, the more annually it's going to have to be. So if they want a 10-year deal out of him, which would take him to pretty much his age 34 season,
right?
It's going to be $50 million a year. If they want to get a 6-year deal out of him, that would enable him to get another big contract before the end of his career. Then they could probably get him for $30 to $35 million a year.
I mean, but he's absolutely a priority, is he not? Did you see last night? They traded for. I'm sorry, Atlanta cut a shortstop. Atlanta cut a shortstop yesterday.
Jorge Matos,
and we signed him. I guess he's only batting like 148
or something like that. Jorge something.
Oh yeah, but he's only batting 148. But he is one of the best base stealers in baseball. Now if we get. And he's he's a pretty good shortstop as well, but he's only batting 148. How do you get that guy in a rotation?
Pinch run, you just got to. But the good thing with the Rays is, and you've seen why they're actually winning, is because they're actually staying consistent on their lineup. They're not switching it up like they were.
It's just stupid to go. You don't need this guy. You've got Nick Madrigal down in the minors.
But they can control him, and they can just play him a little bit until September.
Yeah,
well, they can also keep that guy in the minors a little bit longer.
No, Madrigal's he's a professional player. He's been up. Now, he's probably out of options, so that's probably part of the reason. If they bring him up, they're going to have to keep him up.
And then the expanded roster.
But you wait until September 1 or 3 or whatever it is, and you bring him up.
That's what I'm saying. So they can have this guy for 3 weeks. So is this guy
basically rent a dude for the rest of the year? I mean, does he got a long? I mean, I'm sure he was on a 1-year deal, I think, with Atlanta.
Yeah, they can cut him.
He's on a 1-year deal. So
they signed him to a minor league contract. He's not on, because they would have to add him to the 40-man roster immediately if they signed him to a major league deal, and they don't want to take up a roster spot.
I wonder why he didn't take his minor league assignment with the Braves and he took one with us.
Because there's probably not a clear path for him to get playing time with the Braves, and the Rays said, come to us. When we can do September call-ups, you're going to be one of the guys that we lean on.
Anyway, I'm excited because everybody thought the Rays bubble was going to burst. And, after the All-Star break, they did went on like a 7 or 8 game losing streak. It was like, oh, my God, okay.
No, they lost 4. They got swept by Boston.
Yeah,
then they've been 18-4 since then.
And most of those on the road.
Not the last 9.
Yeah, so now they got a big home. In fact, for the remaining month of August, they only have 3 away games in Baltimore, and they come back tomorrow with a huge game. They got Baltimore,
Toronto.
And we should win the majority of those, should we not?
Absolutely.
Between
2 out of 3. I'm saying Baltimore's 4, so you want 4. You want to take 3 out of 4 there. Toronto, take 2 out of 3. Then they do go on the road to Baltimore and Detroit, so you weren't exactly right about that. So they've got a 6-game road trip. Detroit's playing pretty well since they made all their moves. It's funny to watch these new people come in and revitalize some of these teams that go stagnant with the quote unquote stars that get traded. And then they've got the Padres and the Mets at home to come up to the expanded rosters on September 2nd. So,
which they should take the Mets out pretty easy.
The Mets started out, again, with the prospects coming up. They were hot, but I think they've lost a few in a row now in like 4 out of 5. So they're coming back down to earth.
If they play 5, I think they're, 6 or 6.5 ahead of the Yankees?
I mean, here's the math on it. It's very simple.
Here it is. Brian's going to break it down. We're going to go into words, and we'll come back with a Dr. Dan deal. Dr. Dan V., Brian Matroni.
If the Rays,
and then 3-question Thursday.
If the Rays play 500 baseball the rest of the way and take one game from the Yankees in their 4-game series that they have, then the Yankees would have to go 28-14 the rest of the way in order to pass the Rays.
Which is 750 ball. And if you look
666. 6666.
So in the Rays right now, in all of the league are I think the Rays are playing 614 ball and
617, best record in the game.
And Atlanta's at 612.
603. The Brewers are 612.
I'm sorry, the Brewers are 612 and the Rays are 617.
Yep.
Yeah. So they're the best team in baseball. I don't think, in my opinion, Brian, I don't think the bubble's gonna. I don't think they're gonna go on a Boston Red Sox 9-game losing streak.
There's nothing in the way this season's played out that if they stay healthy, the big caveat it would be multiple injuries to daily players. But if they stay healthy, McClanahan comes back, Jax comes back. There's nothing that is obvious that's going to be a problem for them, that they're like, oh, this team's going to lose 10 in a row.
Do we got Hicks locked up or was he a runner?
He's under control till 2030.
He's a good dude.
He's great.
He's a great guy,
and he's a great bridge catcher. We have 2 good ones down in the minors, Nathan Flewelling and Caden
So what
Bodine.
happens when you got those 2 guys in the minors that are really good catchers, but you got a guy like Hicks that's, your starter?
Well, you need 2. So those
Fortes.
other guys will be an upgrade potentially over Fortes. But you don't have to rush their development. You can give them a little more time down in the minors to get to where they need to be and then bring them up when the time is right. Or if you don't need them, you trade them and you get other capital. They just got ranked again by Baseball America #1 farm system in the league. So they have the best record in baseball, and they have the best farm system top to bottom in all of Major League Baseball.
Do you think that there are teams that are taking runs at the Rays management, much like they did when they finally figured out, the guy that ended up at the Dodgers, was it Stu?
No, it was Andrew Friedman.
Andrew Friedman. That he kind of built the Rays with the Joe Madden era and small ball and analytics, and able to have a less than $100 million payroll and make the playoffs and what have you. Do you think there are continual plucking of? And do you think anybody takes a run on Cash? Is Cash that good, or has he just got a really good analytical system that he goes by?
No,
or both.
I think it's a combination of the two. He's a great fit with the players. He's a player's coach, just like they had with Joe Madden.
Didn't he grow up in Tampa?
Sure did. Went to Gaither.
And, people keep saying, oh, payroll. I get that. But people forget the Rays have incredible roster flexibility because they have the young guys that have options left to get sent back down to the minors. So a team like the Yankees, if their stars, Cody Bellinger, Giancarlo Stanton, Judge, if they start to struggle,
which they are.
They're injured, but if they start to struggle during the course of a season, they have to ride with them. They can't option them down to the minors to go work on anything or anything like that, or they have to fake an injury and put them on the IL. With the Rays, guys struggling, they can send him down, bring another guy up, work on some stuff intensively with him down there, and that roster freedom to be able to truly use your 40-man roster and not be stuck with essentially 20 of your 25 guys because none of them have options is very powerful in baseball.
Do you think, I before I go to words, do you think that the stadium deal gets done?
It's absolutely going to get done.
They're saying there was a little hiccup on it.
Blah, blah, blah. It's all posturing.
They're supposed to make an announcement on Tuesday.
They said there must be shovels in the ground by September.
Well, I mean, I'm thinking, right?
A deal has to be finalized by August, and shovels in the ground beginning September.
They're only signed to the Trop through 27. Through 27, so they got
28.
Oh,
Yeah, they had the extra year because of the hurricane.
Because of the hurricane. They added a year on because it
automatically adds.
I will tell you this: I've not been to a game in the Trop since the remodel, or since post hurricane fixing.
The only thing that changed is it's much brighter in there now.
But I heard it looks like they had to put all in the luxury, they put new seats and new scoreboards. And to me, it looks. I've not talked to anybody that's gone, but to me it looks cleaner, nicer, brighter. Like it doesn't look like that bad of a place.
It's cleaner.
It's brighter. Yeah, the floors got a good cleaning, which was nice because those floors were disgusting. Yeah, they just put
the
paint
walls.
over the grime
and the walls too.
Yeah, so no, it's definitely cleaner. It's brighter.
The only bad thing about it is where it's located. People from Hillsborough County, for the most part, will not go to South St. Pete to watch a ball game. I mean, I know when I lived over there, I at one time lived, 11 minutes from the stadium, and I caught more games then through, Fabrizi and Tom Bean and people that had tickets, and I would sit in the home plate club. Sometimes
you'd have to drive past the stadium to get to work every day.
Yeah, exactly. But where I live now, here,
you're never going.
1 hour.
No way.
You're never going to a race game.
No way am I going to a race game.
Maybe on a helicopter or something.
Yeah. I mean, I don't even know that I'd throw the first pitch out.
Yeah, you absolutely would.
Yeah.
You wouldn't turn that down.
I've done it before. I've done it 2 times.
I know, and you would do it again. You're not turning that down.
But, the new place. Now, is the new place going to be like state-of-the-art, nicest stadium in Major League Baseball? Or
probably not the nicest, but it's going to be extremely nice.
What's considered the nicest now? Camden Yards?
Camden Yards.
Atlanta's is pretty new and nice, and the way they're set up. I think Minnesota has a new one.
Do you think that the Rays take...
Milwaukee has a newer one?
No, Milwaukee's crap.
Oh, no, theirs is still the old one?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought they got a new stadium.
Texas got a new one.
Do you think the Rays take... doesn't Houston have a really nice one?
Yeah, it's nice.
Minute Maid Park's
it's
okay.
older.
They're almost all older.
So... do the Rays in making this one, are they looking at like the Miami one? Are they looking at
not the Miami one? No,
the Atlanta one.
The Atlanta one. They want to make the Atlanta one, but with a dome.
Like and like the financials at the Atlanta one, like in terms of Battery Park there and what they built up around it is what they're looking to do to create a district rather than just a stadium.
Yeah, I think in today's world, whether it's football, baseball, basketball. You got to create an entertainment district with restaurants and various. Do they have shopping boutiques, or is it pretty much just restaurants and bars and maybe a sports place? Like when they build these compounds around these new stadiums, Brian, what tends to be the...
Well, they'll have retail, especially if they have residential. So if you have
residential there too?
Yeah, it would almost be like a water.
So hold on, will they build like apartments that
Midtown?
Will they build like apartments that where your balcony is actually in center field?
No.
That would be cool.
The housing part will be a little bit away from that main district area.
Wouldn't that be cool though if they built like these badass apartment complexes or a high rise that was in the outfield, and part of living there is the fact that you could go to your balcony and watch the ball game.
Kind of like Toronto.
Yeah, Toronto. That's a hotel though, isn't it?
Yeah. Texas tried it.
Did it not work?
They shut the stadium down after like 5 years. Too hot.
Anyway, is it too hot?
Yeah.
When we return, we're going to get into. We got 3-question Thursday. We have to get through. We got this whole big Dr. Dan Brian caper. Brian started just getting full hot on the deal, and I told him to save it. Save the spontaneity and the heat that you have for Dr. Dan and his outland. We have a minute 32 of Dan just come, and this came out of nowhere. We weren't really talking about Brian. We weren't talking about golf. We weren't talking about anything that Brian said on the air. I don't know what.
Like some of his exes, I get to live rent free too in his mind.
Wow.
We'll do that next.
Bubba the Love Sponge? Hell yeah.
I love them all, man. They're all great.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
game was that, jerkism? Yeah, San Diego does. San Fran's good. People, it's Oh, Bubba, did you see that guy? Did you see the video of that?
Yeah.
That guy's a dick.
Yeah. And aren't they questioning why he's back on the streets?
Well, yeah, that why he was back on there. I think he's been arrested multiple times in Charlotte. They just keep releasing him. David Slade, 95 months here, hit the thumbs up. Let's see where we're at for little baby face. Sorry, I heard bouncer. True Glen Longnecker, 584. Don't forget to hit the thumbs up. Keep on catching up. Venmo.
I may have to take a piss too.
Get the fuck out. Yes, he starts 4th grade tomorrow, Bob Mackey.
I hurt my fucking back, man.
The group of lips. See if you're looking into it. That's good, yeah.
They could be reaching back out to you.
You know what's crazy, babyface? Don't think about it. Well, maybe I know. But just when you think of like age of stadiums, that the Rays have the 4th oldest stadium in Major League,
Yeah, I know.
and yet they're like, what? Second youngest team? Second youngest team, 4th oldest stadium.
Yeah, I mean, the stadium's older than Junior.
Yeah. I mean,
You know what's crazy is the fucking Taylor Walls splits bases loaded versus not bases loaded. It may be the craziest statistical anomaly in baseball history. He has like a 1,200 slugging and a 400 batting average with the bases loaded. Without, everything's half of that. It's nuts.
he likes the pressure. Yeah, I was about to say, because when I went on my birthday to the game, it was Tyler Rawls' birthday too, but he had bases loaded twice, but I remember he went 0 for 4 for the game, and I'm like, oh, that sucks. But on bases loaded, he did get, or maybe he went 0 for 2 because two didn't count, but whatever. But he had 2 batted runs.
So Brian, what's your opinion on? Maybe we should get on the air, or I should call Pete. But do you think the WNBA is going to finally have to fucking make the determination what a woman is because these 2 NBA guys said they're coming out?
Yeah, I hope it forces their hand.
I hope so. I mean, what's so hard about just saying what a woman is?
Well, because Brittany Griner might not be one.
You know what? I see her talk, and I swear to God, she's a man.
Well, what she is evidence of is that gender isn't always clear cut, right? Like
she's got a deeper voice than any man that I know.
I mean, she, and if you look at her physically, and even that Chase chick or guy or whatever, but non-binary butch.
Yeah.
If you look at the rugby photos of them, they don't look like a girl. Like, you know, you look at some people and you're like, you know, and we know that it exists. Nature doesn't always get it right. But not to the level that we've got.
There's no other woman in the NBA that looks more masculine than her in the whole entire league. Like,
no.
Like I really think she's, I mean, I'm not trying to cause you problems. I think she's a man.
Especially with her shirt off picture.
Yeah.
When she's around the pool.
Oh, they got topless shots of her?
Oh, yeah.
And it looks like a man, right?
Yes.
There's a version of you that was sharper, stronger, and more present. You remember him. Low testosterone doesn't announce itself. It just quietly takes things from you. Your energy, your focus, your drive. Until one day you notice they're gone. Game Day Men's Health and Destin gets it. Real medical professionals who take men's health seriously. Treat the whole picture. Low ET, ED, weight, hormones, sleep, and get results. They'll have you running hard, clean, and without apology. With the throttle back in your hands where it belongs. Go to GameDayMen'sHealth.com/Destin. Legends don't tap out. They get back on the bike.
Too human to be predictable. More now. This is the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Brian the Babyface Matroni on your Thursday. Brian will be... I got my little calendar in here, and Brian will be hosting the show on, here we go, on Wednesday the 26th, and on Thursday the 27th. Brian will be the host. Woo! I don't know, Lummy, if Brian's got a hold of you and who he wants as his ensemble, if any.
Well, I thought we had Gene locked in for those 2 days, right?
Oh, yeah, Gene's going both days. Yeah. There you go. Gene's going Wednesday, Thursday. Good luck on handling that.
Yeah, well, we'll see. We may lose some licenses.
Let me tell you something. Babyface, I don't really recognize you as somebody to tell me what to do.
This is the Gene Lasker show now. I'm taking over. I'll throw acid in your face if you don't like it, buddy.
I'll stab you. I'll hit you in the head with 2x4 like Hacksaw Jim Duggan. I swear to God I will.
So anyway, that... Lummy, I need you to, I know you don't like, sometimes necessarily confrontation or nothing, but you really got to be on top of your executive producer game on that particular day. One, not to step on, one, to prepare Brian. Lummy, if we could talk about this, I'd like to talk about it publicly.
Well, I'm going to reach out to Lummy, and I have some ideas and some things I want to maybe try and do. And
yes. So, Lummy, work with Brian. Try to give him the tools if he needs some particular preparation or tools. Give him the prep that you give me. Like Brian, Lummy gives my prep to me at night when I'm already in bed. I get it first thing in the morning. So let me prep him as you would me. Maybe a little bit more liberal leaning. Maybe a little heavier on CNN than you are with me.
Yeah, whatever Babyface wants.
And then maybe
I don't need every trans story or every teacher sex story either.
That's true.
I don't do the trans stories.
You just tell him what you need. I know you guys will have some pre-talks about this, and then you have some ideas and some things you'd like to do. If you need help in getting those done, sound effects, clips, sound bites, whatever, Lummy will do it for you. But then, Lummy, you got to help Brian keep Gene under control.
Oh, well.
I've got a character I'm working on, built-in pledge cow.
Perfect. I can't wait.
And so we're going to run some prank calls.
Built-in fledge cow.
Built-in fledge cow.
Right. A spin of the MJ and BJ Milton fledge cow. Thank God you've answered.
Oh, thank God you've answered. I'm stuck in my trunk driving down the highway. It's the stupidest
stuff ever. So Lummy, but you got to be there a little bit. By the way, don't forget today at 10 o'clock. I hate to say it.
What is it? Deadly Intentions with Pete?
Deadly Intentions with Pete.
We're part 1 of 2?
Part 1 of, I think, maybe 3 cartel podcasts.
Oh, wait, this still isn't the Iran one?
No, next Thursday is the part 1 of Iran.
Bubba's been talking about the Iran thing for 3 weeks now.
Well, you're right. I have. But I want it to be done right. It was 4 hours. We cut it on Tuesday, and I just want Gary to really be able to make it as good as he can. Gary sent word back to Lummy that he needed to make it a 2-part deal based on length. People start losing, they'll go through an hour and a half to 2 hours, but you start pushing past that on a podcast and people start dropping off and not being interested. I do think that all of the information he gives, once it's edited by Gary with some visual support, will be very, very... I think a lot of people are going, including Brian, I think a lot of people are going to want to know Pete's spin on all of this. I've kind of touched around it, and it's stuff that, for the most part, has not been reported or has been reported or has been erroneously reported. And, I think that... I think it'll be a refreshing opinion as to a fairly educated, a person that really knows the financial world way better than anybody else that I know. He's a trader and builds algorithms for trading. And actually, Brian, one of the main reasons he went to federal prison is Robert. Did you know Robert Mueller actually interviewed him 4 times when they were charging him with what he did? And Mueller told him that he's one of the most maniacal, dangerous financial persons he's ever met. But one of his main things, Brian, is he was the person that laundered the cartel's money to clean the money. So he would strategically get cartel drug money and put them in banks that are in Fiji and just all types of different ways to be able to launder the cartel's money. And that's where he did the majority of his time. So it's just, he knows a lot and has done a lot that we never have, including but not limited to spending 25 years in federal prison. He was originally sentenced to 40 years. He successfully got, I think, between 18 and 20 of his fellow prisoners' sentences commuted and or reduced to time served, and he spent 10 hours a day, Brian, in the law library of the prison, just reading case law, reading various things with regards to the prisoners he was helping out. And he's just got, he's very worldly in a way that we will never be worldly, meaning I don't know that any of us are ever going to be spending the next 25 years in federal prison, how to navigate through that particular deal in conjunction with being the number one guy that launders the Mexican cartel's drug money. So, Brian, I think he's got some boxes that we don't check, and I think he's got some insight that we don't have. And so I think everybody will get I think that you'll be, I think you'll really be interested in how he has this broke down.
I'm looking forward to the Bubba Army WWPS bracelets that are coming out. What would Pete say?
Yes, absolutely. So anyway, today at 10 o'clock. Today at 10 o'clock on Deadly Intentions, go to YouTube and type in, I don't even think you have to put show anymore, is that we're approaching 2,000 subs. So please subscribe and get a notification on our Deadly Intentions page. We're approaching 2,000 subs. And so thank you for that. Follow and get a subscription, get a notification. A new one drops, a new podcast with Pete Rossini. Drops every Thursday at 10 o'clock. Thank you to Gary. Thank you to the new guy that Gary's using, Lummy. Lummy, thank you to you, because I know that you're kind of policing and overseeing all of that as well. Thank you to Macho Man that provides the engineering and audio. I really think that I still got to know how many of this I got. How many we got in the can? We got another cartel. We got cartel. Today's a cartel. Then we have another cartel. About then we got no. We're dropping that. Remember I told you.
I thought you were cut it. You didn't cut another one. I didn't know if you cut another one.
No. The Pete's story we cut out.
Oh, yeah, I just. I thought you said you were going to probably do another one.
I think we got Richard Manier, the Midnight.
Yeah, he was because he was July 13th.
I think we got him.
Yeah.
I think we got maybe 2, and with the Iran, I think we got 3 in the can. I think. You let me know.
I will.
So next week is the Iranian war breakdown, and that's going to come in 2 different. That's going to come in 2 different parts because it's so long and lengthy. Because Pete doesn't just break it down what's happened. Pete goes all the way back to like 1952 or 53 when we screwed with Iran the first time, took out their leader, and put the Shah in there. That's where, Brian, is it your opinion too that that's where a lot of this started?
I mean, it all started with the meddling. Yeah, the 53 coup d'etat.
Yeah. And at that point, we put the Shah in there, and that
was the British that did that.
Well, we helped him a little bit. Our CIA helped him.
Yeah, I'm sure we did.
No, our CIA went in there and did some stuff.
But it was Britain mainly. I sent you, just to make it easier on people too, because I still get daily people asking. I sent you the link to our channel, just so you can show them how easy it is to find them.
All right. So if you go to our channel.
Now, just let me know if you scroll down just a little bit, if you can find it.
First of all, I'm at youtube.com /The Bubba Army. Okay.
/at the Bubba Army.
Yeah, / at the Bubba Army. So go to YouTube. If you just go to YouTube and type in the Bubba Army, our channel will come up. When you hit on our channel, this is what you first see right here, correct?
Yes.
And so it'll say, this is the live show that's happening now. Diddy out of the hole, Bubba the Love Sponge Show, 8/13/26. Then if you just keep scrolling down, it's right there. You cannot miss it. It's Bubba's new podcast, Deadly Intentions. You click on that, and that takes you to the channel. We have 3. And here in about an hour and 50 minutes, we'll have 4 new episodes for you to go on, for you to watch. They're ranging anywhere from for an hour to an hour and 12. I don't know what today's is, but I do know that Iran is probably going to be approaching. It's going to come in 2 different parts, and it'll probably be tickling to the 2-hour deal. So please go here. We're at almost 1,600 subscribers. Like to get that to 2,000 here soon. And let me, I know our watch hours probably after this new one drops.
We should be,
and certainly after next week drops. Because I got people specifically be like, man, when's Pete breaking down Iran? You've marked out so bad to him that I really want to hear what this guy's got to say with regards to this Iranian situation. Because you've just marked out. Even Brian's like, what would Pete say? Oh, my God, Pete. I'm tired of it.
Well, he's Pete, and you're repeat. Did you just say everything he says?
And here's the deal. I don't even do that, Brian, very well because I mess up like what he says and completely get it wrong. So I'm not repeat. I'm erroneously repeat. You really need to hear it from Pete because I'll mess it up. So I thought we were at 2,000 subs. I didn't know I was at 1.6, and that doesn't make me really, it kind of bums me out a little bit. So
that was your Jersey Mike sub card.
Yeah.
You were up to 2,000.
That Jersey Mike's, what a
ripoff.
What a ripoff. $21 for an 18-inch sub? My Lord. I had Merch Crick.
I think that can feed a family of 4, though.
Yeah, but the meat. So if you're paying $21 for a sub at Jersey Mike's, you would think that it's going to be jam-packed full of meat. Jam-packed. It was as scrimpy as you could. I think Erica went to, because at noon, Lummy, when we do our podcasting, I always have her bring us in some sandwiches or something because I get really hungry. And Pete gets hungry too.
What does Pete like to eat?
Pete, you know what we like?
Same thing.
We kind of like Philly cheesesteaks.
Oh, yeah?
And so we went to Jersey Mike's once, got ripped off for $21 per sandwich. It was $42 for 2 sandwiches. I remember I'm like, Erica, how can it be $42 for? She's like, So she went to
I'll tell you why.
Subway.
I'll tell you why.
Because Pete says so.
No, Jersey Mike sucks because private equity hedge fund bought them.
And so then you start cutting and
they
scrimping.
Cut every corner. If you see a bag of something, like a product, like an independent product you like, start to shrink, just assume that they got private equity involved.
Equity, yeah.
Yeah, that's what they wanted to do with FIFA, and it got, they turned it down.
Well, thank God
if you're looking for a headline, how about Kushner buying the Lakers out of nowhere for $12.5 billion after the FIFA deal fell through?
And hold on,
Bob Iger.
Hold on, and they put the deal. They started the process of negotiation on Sunday. They called up the Walter guy who just bought the majority of the Lakers. I don't know, not too long ago for $10 billion. And they called him up. Well, actually, the 2 guys that are the new owners of the Lakers, which we'll get to by the end of the show, they were trying to get an expansion NBA franchise in Vegas. But with that comes, Brian, you got to have a facility. You got to have, there's a lot of infrastructure.
Oh, yeah, but then the billions of dollars in franchise fees
billions
that you pay, essentially.
Billions in franchise fees. You got to have a facility to practice. You got to find an arena to play in, which cut those leases, and just, you got to have a logo and a new team and new. Meanwhile, if you come in, it's like almost building a new house compared to buying one that's a beautiful home and you can make some renovations on. So these guys. Iger?
Bob Iger.
Bob Iger, the former CEO of Disney, and then Kushner, and he is the son. Is he the brother-in-law of Trump, of Donald's son?
He's the younger brother, Jared Kushner.
Yeah, Jared Kushner. Anyway, these 2 guys came in and paid $12.5 billion for the Lakers, which at this point, man, Man, I mean, it seems like if you but the prices are so exorbitant now that you can't really get in.
It's not accessible to like the average man. That's the problem. I can't own a sports franchise anymore like I could back in the day.
Not even the rich man. Like you and Tom Bean and the Diacos couldn't pull together and even come up with a down payment for today's world.
No.
Like, but like, when the Bucks first got traded to the Glazers, I think that only went for what, 195 million?
Yeah, 193, 195, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I could scrap that together.
Sure you could. Make a couple phone calls, get it scrapped together. So Babyface, we didn't really, in all honesty, we didn't really know this was coming. We're talking, we're having the show with Dan, and then he just blurts out because somebody either told him or he heard it firsthand, you talking about your golf skills and how you could usually can blast that you're a 320.
Not every drive, and I never said. That's like on the far end of what I can do.
You didn't say every time, but you said I am capable.
Yes, absolutely.
Of occasionally hitting a 320 drive, and so
I can hit a 280 with my 3-wood.
So Dan has taken that number. It's lived rent free in his head for a while, and he had an opportunity to have an outburst yesterday or 2 days ago. Right?
Yes.
2 days ago. Here we go. Stand by.
Normal guy that I know that's a
Gavin Newsom.
Democrat is Brian Matroni, who claims he can hit a ball 320 yards. Are you kidding?
Well, why is Dan got to make it political?
Well, that's what we were talking about.
All right, hold on.
He's always fired up.
But
He's going to have a coronary.
He called you ordinary.
He called you what?
Called him ordinary.
Ordinary.
Yeah.
All right.
Normal guy that I know that's a
Gavin
Democrat.
all right. So the normal guy that I know that's Democrat is Brian Matroni. Which, Brian, that's kind of putting you over a little bit.
Well, we'll see. We'll let the rest of the next minute and 25 seconds determine.
Okay.
Normal guy that I know
Gavin
that's a Democrat is Brian Matroni, who claims he can hit a ball 320 yards. Are you kidding me? He can't hit a ball 320 yards.
Stop. So, Brian, as you can see, I'm trying to Dan, stop. This is petty. Stop. He will not stop. Stop letting Brian be in your head.
Oh, he's not in my head. I'm just saying.
Johnny, I bet you he can ride a bike and not crash it.
I bet he can't.
See, Brian, I got your back here, boy. I got your back. I'm like, man, don't be screwing with Brian. That's my guy.
Unicorn. I bet I can outdrive him. I bet I can outdrive him 4 out of 5 times.
I bet you can't right now.
I bet I can.
I bet you can.
I bet I can with this thing on my wrist. I bet I can.
I bet you can't outbowl him.
I bet you I can outbowl him too.
No.
I can out anything Brian, except I can't out tooth him.
Dan, why is he so in your head? And just low-hanging fruit.
I love it.
Low-hanging fruit. We got 55 left, 53 left.
He's not in my head,
He lives
dude.
rent-free in your head.
He does that, dude. I'm in his head, man. He's always making jokes. I make one joke, you jump on me. He's always making jokes.
Dan, let's get something straight. I'm not jumping on you. I'm trying to add fuel to this fire. It's funny.
Zero chance he can hit a ball 320 yards. Zero.
It looks like we have. Will you put up 500?
For which contest?
For you versus him in a driving competition.
Absolutely.
He puts up 500. You put up 500, and we
and it's not Top Golf BS. It's a real driving range.
We go to a real country club and we hit 10 balls.
Yep.
And you got now, Brian. I'm just trying to kind of rough this in to see if you approve. Hold on, we got 14 seconds left.
Best ball.
Best ball.
Best ball.
Best ball. 10
shots.
10 shots. Take us 15 minutes.
Dan's going to have 9 shanks and 1 340-yarder.
Yeah, as long as he wins.
I'm going to win.
It's a one-ball wins.
Brian, what now? Brian, I'm done. It's over. You've heard it all in its entirety. One, do you accept the challenge?
Oh yeah, I'll do. I'll do the
I
challenge.
didn't think Dr. Dan golfed.
I didn't think he did
I
either.
didn't either. I have never seen him swing a club ever. I've seen him throw a
Hopefully
baseball.
it's better than his baseball
I've seen him
swing.
throw a football. I've seen him wreck his bike. I've seen him bowl, and he's got that two-handed kind of deal, and it's absolutely feast or famine. Like if he can get it not to go in the gutter, and the lane's oiled, or he's
got to have the same oil pattern.
I'm pretty erratic. I bowled a 191 and a 140 and a 150 last night. So
that's pretty damn good.
I have 191 in me.
Yeah, but
I don't know that Dan does.
He does. I seen him do 226 when we were practicing.
But hold on. I'm kind of an expert on Dan's bowling technique because I was on a league with him, and I saw Dan is a 165 to maybe tickling 200, occasionally bowling.
That's solid.
So so that would be, so you're at, last night you had a 191, what else?
A 140 and a 150.
140 plus 150 equals 481 divided by 3.
160.
160.33.
That's why I think it would be a good match on the. I just didn't think Dan golfed.
I think that we take it 2 rounds.
Yes.
And we do driving range and bowling. That would be, the real battle of men.
And then we come up with a third
I just don't know
challenge.
why I have to prove myself to Dan somehow. Like I don't give a shiz that he doesn't believe that I can do that.
But you can win $500.
But you're not.
I'll give you my buddy's number, who I go to the simulator with, and he'll tell you flat out what I hit it.
But hold on, Brian. You don't have to prove anything to anybody. But how unbelievably great content would this be of you guys doing this particular challenge? I think this would be, the fans would love, oh my God, they would love it. Especially with the way you guys bicker back and forth. And I mean, I think he has a chance to do as well as you in bowling, and I don't think he's got a chance. I've never known him to golf.
I've never seen him golf, so I'm not going to degrade what he thinks he can do. I don't know what he can do. All I can tell you is this. I am not a really good golfer. I just happen to have incredible clubhead speed. I am able to generate about 120 miles an hour of clubhead speed with my driver. Okay? It's a math game, right? It's numbers. So if you're hitting the club flush with that much speed and the proper launch angle and not a ton of spin, you want to be about 2,200 RPM on a driver, then the ball...
I don't think Dan has any of these parameters in set.
Well, that's what I'm saying. He's like, well, let's take it somewhere real. There's nowhere realer than the simulator in terms... It's just like NASCAR. It's like, other than being on the track and the course.
And I have, like my brother-in-law, my sister's husband, Tarek, he has what I understand as a really nice simulator.
Well, Dan did not want a simulator or anything like that. He wants a real one.
Well, I think
but you're going to get the most accurate stats from one of those expensive simulators.
Yes.
The one my buddy goes to is Tiger Woods technology. It's on Northdale Mabry, and it uses LiDAR to pick up the ball. And, I mean, it tells you every single stat. You have a slow-motion replay of the club face coming through the ball.
We got to do it there then.
It's amazing. Yeah, and we'd be able to do it there.
Yeah, absolutely. We could even, do it maybe during the day sometime where it's not so busy. Earmark. I mean, I got to think, Brian, we could get it wrapped up in an hour.
It'd be 20 minutes.
If it's just 10 swings. You know, 10 swings, it would, like you said, 30 minutes. I mean, I think we could be all in. You guys get warmed up. You guys talk your little crap. Dan hits 10, you hit 10, or maybe he hits 5, you hit 5, he hits 5, you hit 5, something like that. Or however we break it down formatically. I think we're in and out in 30 minutes.
Well, a lot of people are taking a crap on the whole not doing it at the driving range.
Just because the problem with the driving range, you're not going to get proper data. Like, even those TrackMen that you can bring along are not as accurate as the simulator data that you're going to get.
How about this? How about we all agree that we're going to do, I'll get Dan to agree too, that we're going to do it at this simulator that Brian speaks of off of Northdale Mabry. Now, Dan has the option. I'm sorry. The loser has the option to not necessarily accept the loss, but I think that when the loser sees how great this technology is, that they will not. The reason why Dan doesn't want to do it on the simulator, Brian, is I don't think he quite understands how extensive these simulators really are. So once he can obviously, he's a grown man and can form his own opinions. He'll see, I think, once he sees how good this simulator is, that this is actually better than the driving course. But if the loser wants to take it to the driving course, we can do that too.
But people saying, it's just whoever goes furthest. You can't always measure that if you're not center line. There's different lines on the ball, okay? So you could spray it out right and one goes left. It's hard to exactly tell. The only way you could do it at an outdoor driving range was using inferior technology to what's available at the simulator. I mean, the simulator technology is top notch. This is what they use for TGL that Vegas allows people to bet on.
Right.
This is
they got actually leagues now that use nothing but golf simulators.
So is it just the number, or is it actually with accuracy too?
I mean, I think for Dan, it sounds like with Dan, it's just the number because Jay said Dan is going to put 9 out, spray them, and then have connect on one.
And I think Jay thinks this straight. Then he would have one at 340.
Well, we just got to come up with the parameters, whatever that may be.
Yeah, because, I mean, if you're not even on the course, I mean,
here's the deal.
The simulator shows you where it lands.
Well, I don't just say it.
I mean, I don't. These people talk about simulators like it's this weird technology that just came out a week ago.
Hold on.
It's so developed.
I think that we establish some rules, and we have next week, obviously, to talk to Dan about what we've established today with Brian. Those are the 2 competitors. But I step in as the sanctioning body and say that I think we're going to do it at the simulator that Brian speaks of. Brian, give us all the information in case Dan wants to go and practice, right? If he wants to get familiar with the simulator that you're somewhat familiar. But Lummy, we have to establish some rules, and that you have to help me with this because you're not a competitor. You're part of the sanctioning body. But we just say it's got to be in bounds. That includes the rough. That includes, out of bounds it's a pretty wide area, past the fairway.
Yeah, we can pick a hole at any of the legendary golf courses in the world to play.
Oh, so what's the most legendary?
I don't know what on the technology they have. I don't know what the best course they have. I think it's called Full Swing or something like that. Is Tiger's company?
And maybe we do this, Brian. Maybe we do. I guess Dan wants to do just a straight driving competition, so I'm sure that they can,
they've got Pebble Beach, St. Andrews, Torrey Pines.
Right. So we can pick, like a par 4 or par 5 where you can drive, it's required. The farthest you can drive it, you're not going to go over the hole. You're not going to, there's no way your first drive could ever get you to the hole. It's a par 5 where, even the greatest golfers
I got a very easy one. We can do the blue course at what's it called down there? The golf place in Winter Park or Haines City.
Champions Gate?
No, the new one, the Stream Song.
Oh,
the blue course at Stream Song, hole number 10, is wide open.
Yeah.
Wide open.
So, Brian, give us that data in case Dan wants to go to the simulator, pull up that course, and practice. So, Lummy, we need to give everybody, a couple weeks to practice or at least know what we're doing and where we're doing it. Not the fans, but the competitors, and then we go shoot it. It's a 10, like Dan said. It's 10 balls. You get 10 balls, and it's the furthest drive. Period. But we're going to be able to get a ton of other analytics involved as well. Now, if after that competition,
I'm excited to see Dan drive at 340 like he claimed.
That was Jay.
Me as well.
Oh, okay.
Me as well.
Yeah.
But let me also then, if these two guys feel as if, okay, let's take it to the bowling alley, we can always take it to the bowling alley. Now, was it Dan's right or left?
Left arm.
All right, so he bowls right. Buddy
does both arms.
Yeah, but I don't think I was checking his grip and I think he's fine, especially if the bowling competition would be 2 months from now. It's going to take us a month to get this driving range gimmick done. So by the time we take that, edit it, market it, put it up, it's going to be at least 2 months before we hit the bowling alley, and that's only if they both want to. Okay, the golf drive gimmick went well. Whoever won, let's go to. Would you like to do a bowling challenge? Because I think they're probably more. I would say that Brian is the odds-on favorite with golf because I've never seen Dan ever hit a ball ever. Whereas I've seen him bowl.
And I don't golf a lot, just for the record. It's not like I'm out there every day or at the simulator every day. My buddy is helping me try to improve my gear and things like that. But I'd make it out to the course maybe 4 to 5 times a year if I'm lucky.
Now, I am seeing in chat, they are asking, now, what if Dan, since his injury, wants to play, there's a virtual bowling game.
I saw that, and it's a false equivalency because you're hitting the golf ball, and it's measuring the data. There is no difference whatsoever other than you're getting absolutely the most accurate readings you possibly could get on what your ball did. This is idiotic that we're even having this conversation. You people that are making these arguments don't know anything about golf.
And here's the other thing. Golf simulation has gotten so good, and it's so accurate, and it's actually more accurate and can give you more data than when you golf at the most legendary place ever, that they now have professional leagues that are sanctioned, by sanctioning bodies and former PGA guys. I think Tiger is heavily involved in one of these.
100%, the TGL.
Yeah, he's involved into this, and it's you're able to bet on it in Vegas. It's legitimate, and it's now a sanctioned, actual, real sport. So I think that people that potentially are taking a shiz on the golf simulator don't know the latest technology and just how good it really is. And, all PGA guys, just like racing, race simulators have gotten so good that all NASCAR, F1, Indy guys, Mondays and after they usually race on Saturday, Sunday, they have to report back to their team headquarters on Monday, and they spend 16 hours in 2 days on a race simulator of the current track that they're going to be racing that weekend, working on setups, pickup points, braking points, turning points, and so simulation in some sports have gotten so good that it is recognized as being even somewhat better technology than playing the actual game on the course. So for you that are taking a shiz on it, you don't know what you're talking about.
At all.
You don't. Like, I mean, I'm an unbiased opinion here. You don't. And the golf simulator actually would make it more user-friendly, easier to tape, and in a more controlled atmosphere where we get better data. We just simply have better data.
And first of all, I never said 320 in the air. That's my full drive.
Yeah.
It can go up to 320.
That would be like a really nice, small, really, really short-cut fairway that's got
295 with a good rollout. Yeah.
290 in the air with maybe a 30, 40-yard rollout.
Yeah, I mean, if I'm connecting well, I'm in that 280 to 300 range.
Yeah.
The outer end of it is 320.
I think, Lummy, in my opinion, Dan's going to swing the golf club like a baseball bat. And
I mean, if he swings hard and makes good contact, it can go,
right?
And I'm sure he knows. I'm sure his dad was an avid golfer. I'm sure he picked up something from it.
Yes.
So Lummy, we got to get a hold of Dan Monday, see if we can roll this out. Brian, give Lummy the information for the simulator place.
Well, I know where it's at.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
So we can give to Dan, and then we'll see how this. And we're going to do it. We'll just have to. We have to schedule it.
Yep.
We got to schedule it. Back with more after this. Stand by.
Bubba the Love Sponge. I listen to Bubba every day. I just really enjoy the outrageousness of it. We love him. Couldn't do without him.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show returns after these words.
Like a little lane, right?
And it would pick up everything, all the data on the LiDAR, the same way a golf simulator works. So you could have one in your own house.
Could it be
the tech will get better?
The lane wouldn't have to be that long though, would it?
No, that's the whole point of it. Is it's you need like 8 feet to
from me to you.
The ones they do now, you don't even need a lane. You have like turf on it, and your screen is what you hit, and it picks it up. It reads your ball while it goes toward the screen. They already have it. So you take a real ball.
Oh, they already got bowling simulators?
Yeah, they've had it for a while.
For real?
Yeah. The real bowlers use it when they want to get their spins down.
Yeah, they want to practice and get absolute keyed-in data, which they can only get from a simulator like that.
And then they take that data to the alley, right?
Exactly.
And,
And look, I get golfing is easier at a simulator. This isn't about playing a hole to score. This is just about the distance of a shot.
But if you're doing it technically, the same thing that people are going to argue with golf and the bowling, it's like even with the bowling, the oil is going to be different.
But that's the beauty on this. We're both playing on the same exact conditions. We don't worry about somebody getting a gust of wind and the other person not.
I'm just saying.
I know, but the counter to that is we're taking out the variables that would potentially make it unfair.
Mm-hmm. I'm with you, bro. That's how we're doing it.
No, and you can score on the simulator. It's just, it is true, because, I mean, putting on it's a joke. There's no point in putting, so you're just chipping and then taking putts based upon your distance from the hole. Because, I mean, every putt's flat. I love that everybody's doubting it. I can't wait to show them my drive. It's going to be fun.
Oh, it's going to be real
Looks
fun.
like everyone's predicting about 225.
Great. Let them. Just like everybody predicted I wouldn't win the go-karting race, and everybody predicted I wouldn't win bowling. Keep on doubting. I love it.
Hey, you really pulled that racing out of your ass, motherfucker.
I know.
For real.
I'm fucking smart. I know I can adjust and do things. Like it's not everything is about pure physical, prowess or experience. Some things you can bring strategy into it.
I'm gonna see if Dr. Dan would just video his golf swing. I'm dying to see if he actually knows how to swing.
I'm sure he does, and I'm sure he's already taking lessons. He's got Phil Mickelson teaching him how to golf.
7 days a week?
Yeah. You guys can think it all you want. I mean, I can give Bubba, the guy who I go to the simulator with, I can give him his number without saying a word to him, and he'll tell you exactly how far I hit it the last time we went to the simulator, if there's any doubt.
What's happening with my Josh Jacobs? They still won't make a fucking call on that.
Yeah, I don't know why they take so fucking long. You know what's funny is they this is the bullshit that the NFL does, is they're like, well, our penalties are not contingent on what's happening with the criminal case. Then fucking come down with it.
Right.
You know, if it doesn't matter, and maybe it's because they don't want to impact the criminal case, because if they suspend him for 6 games, everybody's going to assume he's guilty.
Right. So they have to maybe wait, but goddamn, the prosecuting attorney should realize, okay, there's some, how we rule, and I want them to rule the way they want to make, whatever the evidence shows, don't, rule it fairly, but you have all the data, you've had it for 4 months, no more data is going to come out. Make your ruling so that you got a sanctioning body that's looking at it, you got a fucking team, make your ruling. And if you're gonna put charges, okay, then put charges on them. But stop fucking shuffling your feet on this fucking shit. I mean, this really, the Packers have to might make a move if he's not available, right? I mean,
well, they have
that guy's a
Marshawn
that
guy,
guy's
right?
a paper tiger, though.
Hey, don't
Marshawn Lloyd just to get him.
There's nothing sexy or glamorous about this broadcast. Just press play.
Bubba the Love Sponge.
You're listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show.
Deadly Intentions. Today at 10 o'clock with guess who? Pete. Today I think we kind of get into the cartel a little bit. Next Thursday will be Iran War Part 1, and the Thursday thereafter Part 2. And then I think it's Richard Ramirez, and then another cartel story. And then next Tuesday or whenever we do it again, we'll tape the second cartel gimmick. So I think you guys got 2 or 3 in the can. Maybe at least. So the new episode of Deadly Intentions with me and Pete come out today at 10 o'clock. Go to our YouTube channel, which is at the Bubba Army. If you scroll on down, like the second thing, you'll see the Deadly Intentions link. Go to that channel, subscribe, get notifications, and more importantly, listen to it if you can. I think you'll enjoy it. Appreciate it. Lummy, we're going to try to, now that we have all parties involved, and we're going to try to arrange this golf challenge, if you will, between Babyface and Dan.
Perfect.
I don't know if we put money up or not, or if they put money up, or it's just a gentleman's.
I mean, Dan wanted 500.
Dan said 5.
I think Bubba said the 500.
I said 5. Dan said yes. And then, I don't know if Babyface feels...
I mean, there doesn't even need to be money. Pride is enough.
Right. Let's put, like a gentleman... Remember Trading Places when the guys were in the bathroom, they're like standard bet when they were going to completely ruin Dan Aykroyd and
Eddie Murray.
Eddie Murphy's life. And it was like, and here these guys were worth billions, and it was $1. Two rich guys betting a gentleman $1 at that point because, when you're that rich, what does really $500 or $1,000 or what does money even mean when you're that rich?
True.
Oh, Brian, I was watching this documentary yesterday on. You know what channel's really good, and I get it on Get-A-Box?
What
is Vice?
Oh, it is.
Oh my God!
Especially the Dark Side of the Ring.
Well, they get into Dark Side of the Ring, Dark Side of the Cage, Dark Side of Fighting. They get into Dark Side of everything. But they got into Big Pharma and the opiate crisis. And there's a family that owned Purdue, the Schimlers or the Shacklers or the Shecklers or something, and it goes clear back to like 1930 or something. And can you let me look?
Yeah, it's the one that they got sued, right?
Well,
they're the scummiest family.
They're the scummiest family in the entire world. And they have been
the
Sacklers, and they have been associated with every president going back to, I think, Eisenhower. Like they have their family tentacles into every president thereof, and so they're the ones that invented OxyContins. They're the ones that invented. They actually called Valium or Mama's Little Helper, and got all these women, these housewives hooked on Valium. And so they have been, they've owned Purdue Pharma for the longest time, and they've been, they've killed with the opiate pill mill crisis. I forget how many hundreds of thousands of people have died on opiate overdose from Purdue manufacturers.
They're murderers.
Yeah, they are. They absolutely are, and they always get a pass. They always get some federal judge to let them off. They've paid billions of dollars in restitution and fines. And not a one of them, they're in the third or fourth generation now, not a one of them has ever spent a day in jail, and the feds always give them passes. So I started watching that yesterday and was just absolutely brilliant. So I love the Vice channel.
It's good. It's good stuff.
I'm addicted to it.
They got a lot of good stuff on there.
Kushner and Bob Iger were.
By the way, this is the. This is how the new ownership of the Lakers went down. And so these two dudes that bought the Lakers for $12.5 billion, they were actually trying to petition the NBA, or actually had an application in, or the NBA was going to vote, or on whether they were going to allow an expansion franchise into Las Vegas. And Brian, just off the top of your head, like when you start a expansion franchise, isn't it a multi-billion-dollar application fee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I mean it's
probably the to acquire not application fee, but to get the rights. It's these expansion rights are probably going to go for $4 or $5 billion.
That's before you build the training facility. That's before you cut the deal with the arena to host your games. That's before you sign player one.
And they're all going to expand. I mean, MLB is expanding as soon as the Rays situation is sorted out.
Where do you think they go?
Nashville. Oh, the Rays?
No.
Tampa.
Major League Baseball.
Nashville and Portland?
That's
or
where
Charlotte and Portland.
That's where baseball.
No, they need
goes.
a West Coast team.
Yeah, one of them. That's what I said. Charlotte and Portland, or Nashville and Portland. Yeah. But Portland will be one of them.
So Portland's the West Coast.
Yes.
And then East Coast is probably Nashville or Charlotte.
Or you got Salt Lake City.
Yeah, Salt Lake City might.
Yeah, they might.
They got a hockey team.
They might actually like Salt Lake better than Portland. I don't think Portland, even the Trailblazers aren't even there anymore, are they?
They're trying to get a new stadium.
No, the Trailblazers are still there.
They still there?
Yeah, they're still there, but they're trying to get a new stadium.
All right, so where does so if you say all sanctioning bodies are going to expand, so you got Major League.
Not all. NFL probably won't for a while.
Well, probably the next NFL
will be international.
Is going to be London, Germany, something like that, right?
Yeah.
Maybe Mexico City. Would they keep that? I guess if you gave it to Mexico City, maybe the travel wouldn't be as bad. How far is Mexico City from? I think pretty much not as far as crossing the Atlantic, right?
No.
If you look at the furthest NFL franchise from Mexico City, it'd probably either be Seattle
or Buffalo.
Or
So
maybe
the NBA, they're estimating 7 to 10 billion. Major League Baseball, they're saying 2 to 2.1 to 2.2
as far as the franchise fee.
Yeah, but I think that Major League will go higher than that.
7 to 10 on NBA?
Yep.
Oh my God.
Yep.
So that's before you get one player under contract, before you have the massive amount of people that you have to hire to run your, from tickets to suite sales to logos to merchandise to travel. I mean, I don't know what the average NBA employee number is, but I would be willing to say that it's in the hundreds, by ticket takers and ushers and concessions, and you got all that you have to set up. Meanwhile, if you buy an existing franchise and arguably one of the most legendary, don't they have the most NBA championships?
The Lakers?
The Lakers.
I think the Celtics.
The Celtics, I think, have it by one.
Yeah.
So anyway, the two, I think anybody would argue the two greatest franchises in professional basketball are the Celtics and the Lakers, or the Lakers and the Celtics, with respect to historically, yes. With respect to amount of championships won.
Yeah, 18 for the Celtics, 17 for the Lakers.
Yeah. So when you combine, the Lakers, it's my understanding that they the Buss family just sold their majority ownership to a guy named Walter.
Yeah, Mark Walters.
Mark Walters for $10 billion. And that wasn't too long ago. And was he just looking to make a quick $2.5 billion? Probably, right?
I thought $2.5 billion with no sweat. He may even maintain a little bit of ownership.
Oh, I'm sure, Brian, that I'm sure he retains, like what Cuban did. Remember, Cuban sold the Mavs and still retained like 27% of it, right? That's what you do.
Josh Kushner and Bob Iger were part of a group that was bidding on an expansion franchise in Las Vegas. The price for Las Vegas was climbing up into the stratosphere. And
like Brian said, it's predicted that an NBA franchise fee to start a new expansion club is between 7 and 10 billion.
and Cuban sold at a 3.5 billion valuation, which he maintains a 27% stake. But
I was right on that.
He was super low on that. Super low
on what the
3.5 billion. If the franchise fee is going to be $7 billion, then hey, the minimum your team is worth is $7 billion.
That's the floor.
That's the floor.
Right. That's if you're the worst team in the league.
He was half under the floor.
Yeah, I wonder why.
Plus, some of these guys, or some people are saying that this guy sold. He owns the Dodgers too. He had to sell because the feds are investigating.
The
some of his
feds
companies.
don't like you. But here's the deal.
Well, who's running the Fed right now?
Well, yeah.
And whose son-in-law's brother just got to buy the team?
You're right. You're dead on.
Yeah, but they're investigating his insurance.
No, but they go in there and they put pressure on the guy to sell.
They put pressure on you. They say, look, we probably won't convict if you prosecute you if you sell.
Because your nephew-in-law or whatever the hell the relation is to Trump is the guy that wants to buy the franchise that the guy that you're investigating owns, so it's easier for the guy that you're investigating just to sell it and be done with it, and so that the feds aren't up your ass on your, maybe a monopolistic type deal. I don't know. I mean, I think you can own an NBA, a hockey, a WNBA, an NFL. I think you can own, don't the Waltons own the Colorado Avalanche and the Denver Nuggets, and I think there's a couple different, maybe 2 or 3 different people that own 3 or 4 different, professional franchises. Meaning they have an NBA franchise. Don't the Buffalo people who own the Bills also own the Sabres? And that's not uncommon. Yeah, that's not. I don't think it's illegal, and I don't think it's uncommon. Now I know that one of the guys had minority ownership into the Heat, and he has to sell that because you can't own, 2 teams. So if you got any minority ownership, you can't buy another team while still having that. But I don't know, Brian, of anybody that's losing money on the upper echelon of professional, and I'm not talking about WNBA or some little-known rugby. I'm talking about the big, sexy franchises, NHL, NBA, Major League Baseball, NFL. I don't know that anybody that's losing money. It's became such a rich white guy, upper echelon world that people are really like the guy who owned the Lakers. He made a quick $2.5 billion. I think he's only owned it for like what, a year or two?
Yeah, and just to give it the point, the FBI has been investigating him for a couple years now. So, but they're saying that he may need, because he suffered a stroke in 24, that he was scared of losing the Dodgers.
At one point, they kind of looked at each other and said...
And here's the deal. Would you rather own the Dodgers or the Lakers? And my answer is the Lakers.
100% the Lakers.
Yeah, I'd rather own the Lakers
the
all
NBA's global market is so massive.
Better than Major League
Basketball
Baseball.
is a much bigger sport internationally than baseball.
But nothing even comes close to football, does it? As far as NFL.
In America, not internationally. NBA, internationally, definitely more fans.
Really?
Absolutely.
I did not know that.
Yep.
Why are we going so hard for an expansion franchise without checking to see if a team like the Los Angeles Lakers is open? They both live in L.A. I think Josh has a house in Malibu. Bob has a house in Brentwood. They called Mark Walter on Sunday. So today's what, Wednesday?
Yeah.
Okay.
They got this deal done in 3 days. They probably asked Mark Walter, well, hey, what's your price for selling? He's probably like, I don't know, 12 and a half, 13 billion. All right, we'll pay it. I'll have my banker call your banker. Tell me what your routing number is, right? Brian, can you imagine how complicated do you think that a
oh
transaction
my God, it's going to
be...
take months to close
how
with
many,
hundreds of thousands of millions of dollars of attorneys and
I was getting ready to say,
and all of that.
What is your lawyer?
They're probably getting $10-15 million to do their work on this.
Yeah,
I mean it's big stakes,
and there's a lot of due diligence, right? I mean everything down to vending and marketing and parking and ticket takers and existing personnel. I mean, right? There's a lot to have to wade through, and those all require lawyers, right?
Absolutely.
Are these professional?
And the highest level of accounting in the world.
What lawyer would it be? A standard business attorney? Like what subsect of lawyering is
gigantic commercial transactions?
Okay, like business commercial transactions.
Tremendously, like the highest level possible. Yeah.
Like when when big, huge billion-dollar corporations get sold to hedge funds, those guys have put those deals together.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And asked if he would consider it. And he had a day or two to decide. It was just an incredible business opportunity. I don't think he was looking to sell, but it was something he had to look at because of how much money was involved. This is an absolutely earth-shattering number.
Now, does this artificially inflate the NBA market? Like Brian just say, if you take this valuation of $7 billion being the ground floor of what it potentially costs for a franchising fee, and Mark Cuban sells 72%, 73% of the Dallas Mavericks for $3.5 billion. He sold 72%. Whereas, I think Brian said, really realistically, the lowest amount that any NBA franchise, from the Charlotte Hornets, who's the most ass bucket team in the NBA? Charlotte Hornets?
The Pelicans.
All right. So the New Orleans Pelicans.
The Trail Blazers.
Yeah. So but those guys should be getting at least what a franchising fee would cost.
Right.
Right?
Absolutely. Well, if that's going to be the price to get in now, because there's only going to be presumably 2 more that get sold.
Really?
If 7, yeah.
What are they looking? Who's looking at getting sold? The Trailblazers?
No. I meant franchising. They'll go to 32, just like the NFL.
Right.
Meaning
how many new franchises will potentially be part of the NBA? And you're saying 2.
2,
right.
And 2 in Major League Baseball. In this round, will they eventually maybe go to more? Possibly. But in the next foreseeable future of expansion, those are the likely ones. And now, I think that's why Mark Cuban's regretting it, because it was $3.5 billion. If you're not even going to be able to get in the door for that. Because there's going to be, it's one of the rarest things in the world to get to purchase.
Yeah, and it's becoming even more and more of a rich white guy hedge fund manager. Like, the average even multi-millionaire, he can't even play in this league anymore. This sandbox of professional athletics has gotten so exclusive that they pretty much price themselves right out of the average guy, right? Lummy, Seth Wiley.
The average guy was never owning a sports franchise.
No, but I mean, the average, let's say a guy that's worth, like for instance, John Morgan. John Morgan's worth what? I've heard $400 or $500 million.
Well, Bob Iger's only worth $600 million. It's you have a group and you own a portion of that group and you raise the equity and all of that.
Now, Brian, when you have this type of money, do you go to a bank and get a loan, or is this just all this is not? I can't go. By the way, Seth Wiley, another 25, strictly from Babyface, doing a great show. Thank you, Seth.
Thank you, Seth. Sometimes
can you go to the bank for say, okay, we're going to put 20%, the standard, we're going to put 20% down, and we're going to take a loan out for, what would that be? $12.5 billion. What's 20% of that?
No, they're not doing it like that. They're coming up with a lot more equity. If they need a little bit more cash and a little bit more liquidity, they'll go to a bank and get that. But these are gigantic groups. These are essentially hedge funds that are purchasing these teams now at these prices. No individual is going out there and dropping, $13 billion of their own money.
It looks like 20% of $12.5 billion is $625 million. So that, but you're saying, Brian, if a bank
that doesn't add up.
You don't think so?
No.
Maybe I don't know how. Okay, hold on. Times
20% is $2.5 billion.
It's actually
$2.5 billion.
Are you sure it's?
I'm positive.
Okay, so $2.5 billion, and that's if you're just in the standard. What you got?
That's like a down payment for a house.
Yeah,
you're treating it like a mortgage.
Yeah, like what I'm saying is I'm sure that the loan template to this scale of money is not the standard, template of how you're going to buy a new house or a home. I'm sure that they require far more down payment, or maybe not, because you got such a huge, valuable. They would be the first lien. The bank would be the first lien holder on the franchise, correct? If you would default.
Yeah, they'd be. Well, it's probably secured against something else that you have. They're not lending out $10 billion unsecured. Maybe the franchise would be, but that's more complicated because a bank can't, probably without ownership approval, can't own the franchise or run it or anything like that.
The bank.
So it's it's just beyond my pay grade.
Well, hold on, and you're one of the smartest guys I know.
Me and Pete.
Well, yeah, you and Pete. I don't know. And Pete knows a lot about money. I don't know about buying NBA. Although he is from
the
Los
cartel
Angeles.
may have asked him to do it too. That's a great way to launder money.
He is from Los Angeles, and I actually spoke to him on the last podcast and said, if there's any place in the world that you could live, where it be. And if he wasn't on federal probation right now, he'd be in L.A. That's where he prefers to be, is Los Angeles. But you know what, Brian? I don't even know if the banks would loan you money on something like this.
No, well, they're not me, but they're loaning billionaires and hedge funds and just it's for liquidity purposes. It's all back. There's very little to no risk for the bank. These are essentially no risk loans that allow people to keep their assets and have the liquid cash to move into these projects. Elon Musk doesn't. He borrows money all the time.
He does?
Yeah, all the time. That's what they do.
For real?
Yes. Because they get very, very, very favorable lending because it's free money for the bank.
If I can get, however many hundreds of millions of dollars at 3%, what I'm going to be able to turn that around on a percentage of, I can use their money to make 15%. Now I'm, 12% ahead of the game. Is that how they figure it up, kind of deal?
Yeah.
Something like that?
It's kind of like Al Davis. They say he's like the poorest owner in the NFL, and all he does is, all his money is, he just borrows against the Raiders.
Yeah.
Because he's poor.
Yeah, probably.
Poor.
Wish I had
with
something
air
to borrow
quotes.
against.
Yes, yeah.
I wish I had something to borrow against. I got a truck. That's about it. Oh, I got a 04 Crown Vic.
Yeah.
When we return, this whole Trump assassination stuff, they're now everybody's full hot because when they did the big switcheroo, they didn't bring a lot of people with them because they were trying to be very, very, private and where the president really was in the midst of these Secret Service security issues. Supposedly there was a threat on Donald Trump's life when he was in Turkey, and they did the big whole switcheroo when he was on. They sneaked him out of the Air Force One in a cart in a catering cart, and then put him on another plane. Meanwhile, the press corps and other people that work for the government and White House were on the original plane that they snuck him off of, and now people are all mad. Be like, well, can you believe the president put those people's life? You can't sneak everybody on to the K-5 plane because now the bad guys know the K-5 plane has the president in it. So you got to fake the funk. Sorry, you people aren't as important. If we have to sacrifice, you guys for the president, that's just the way it's going to be. Whether it's Biden, Clinton, Barack Obama, Donald Trump, you have to protect the president. I'm sorry, you press corps guy. Now, had something really happened, I could see where you could be bitching about it, but nothing happened. It was a precautionary gimmick. So settle down a little bit. But everybody wants to be woke. Everybody wants to flip out.
I don't think that's being woke. Saying if you thought it was going to blow up, why'd you leave us on it? Isn't a very woke position.
Yeah, I think it's.
Yeah, but what's the Secret Service going to do? Get them off, and then they start tweeting out, or they start telling their story.
And maybe because of their.
Look, I'm not saying there was a good way to handle this. I'm just saying that I think that's a misuse of the term woke.
Oh yeah, I misuse it every day. Everybody. I probably make things far more woke than they really are, but it's one of my new catchphrases. Love me that, and several others. But anyway, we'll get into that.
It's in the can.
It's in the can. Pete, and you know what? More importantly, Pete says.
In the Love Sponge monarchy, thou shalt not challenge King Bubba's authority ever.
May, say it, May.
He's not on drugs. He's just weird.
May.
The Bubba the Love Sponge show returns after these words.
With a fucking special.
I'll show zero.
Now, Brian, have you seen that? Have you seen that advertisement? And I'm sure it's fucking bunk, but it shows that they've made this new ball that you can't slice, and it has this technology, and for whatever reason that you can hit it straight. It's more likely to hit straight than the average ball. Have you seen that?
No.
Yeah, they got this ball that they're advertising on, various.
I don't know that that's a.
Is that a gimmick or?
Well, it's conforming. It's an anti. Oh no, they're banned from scoring rounds. But this, I guess, there's one company that has
Here
one.
we go. I got it right here. I got it. So it says.
Flight Fix.
Forgeway, the best legal golf ball for a slice.
Low spin options.
Yeah, I mean the issue with that is getting the ball to stop and losing distance, because you need a certain amount of spin in order for the ball to carry and keep going. Like with a drive, if you get below 1600 RPM, then you're losing distance. If you get above 2300 RPM, you're losing distance. There's like a sweet spot in there that you want to be in order to maximize your distance with spin. So these balls are designed for the absolute weekend warrior, kind of like me, a hacker that just wants to hit it dead straight and not worry about side spin and things like that. They're gonna lose distance with it, but they'll gain accuracy. But there's some that are not conforming, and then there's some that actually conform to the USGA rules.
So watch this.
Still hit this ball straight. That's actually ridiculous. That flight was so straight.
So this rig feels guy's great.
Because I saw him and I was like, on the camera there. Designed to deliver a softer feel for these bad boys. Crazy. I think it's all at Marriott Worsley.
These are not legal.
Kind of illegal.
These are illegal?
Yes. Well, you can tell by the dimple pattern already.
This ball actually makes it go straight. Now, it says you've got to line up that line straight, which is actually Two things to know. That went unbelievable because normally you're not allowed to move your butt. 100 at our target. I'm going to hit a 9 iron. If I can hit a straight one. And that is right in the middle of the green.
So they do make them, but they're illegal.
Well, that particular brand is illegal. There's other ones that they claim that they're close, but
so
not.
Does it on the illegal ones? Does it work?
Yeah, I mean, you could use if you're just going golfing with your buddies and you wanted to use that.
And they don't know anything about golf.
They don't know anything about it. You'd be okay if you wanted to enter a tournament or a competition.
Struggling
and use
with
ball,
that dreaded slice.
Right, they would know.
Yes.
But your weekend warrior probably wouldn't.
Slice that sends your ball into the trees? You're not alone. The right golf ball can actually reduce your slice and improve your accuracy. Performance without the Pre5 and TP5X. This thing enhances the inners per dozen. It's incredible greenside.
I'm trying to get the guy swinging it.
Of just 38.
These are mainstream
the
golf
value
balls
is
they're talking about here.
outstanding. Less side spin. And less side spin means your slice becomes more of a...
So it's a thing.
Oh, it's absolutely
These golf
I mean,
balls
they do
claim
it with
to offer longer drives, straighter drives, and to never miss a putt. Let's do it. You might do a bit of course management, and you'll see me finally win. Yeah. What's that? This channel on part 2. Whatever balls we've got left, we'll give away.
Too long.
We doing 3 questions?
Oh, yeah, let's do that next.
And did you hear about the Little League scandal?
No, can you tell me about it?
Yeah.
All right. So let me find my 3 question. I don't think Macho has it ready. It's not on my button bar.
Okay, we need to get it.
Well, we got 20 seconds. Just put it on there, Mach. Thank you. We'll go right into it.
Looking for a venue that's as authentic as your love story? The Barn at Covington Farm, where the charm of a working farm meets the elegance of your dreams. Picture your I-dos set against breathtaking lakeside views and rolling hillsides that stretch for miles. From charming weddings to unforgettable corporate retreats, our animals and emerald pastures provide a backdrop no ballroom can match. It's more than a venue, it's a breath of fresh air. The Barn at Covington Farm, natural beauty refined. Book your tour today at CovingtonFarmBarn.com. Make sure you tell them Bubba.
All right, y'all, let's get back to the show now. It's a Bubba the Love Sponge show, man. Bubba the Love Sponge! And this show is listener supported at the Bubba Army at Venmo, PayPal, or Cash App. Kick it.
3 questions and 3 answers. It's 3 Question Thursday, hosted by Brian the Babyface Matroni. Brought to you by Hunter Law Group. 888 Ask Gina for 50% off your consultation. Love it or hate it, we are doing this shit.
50% off if you're got a big family situation, divorce, prenup, separation, child support, child custody, all of that, divorce. That's Regina's absolutely her lane. And then Brian's everything else when it comes to slip and fall, personal injury, medical mal, dog bite,
auto accident, truck
accidents,
Uber accident.
Yeah.
All of it.
Whatever. Brian will handle that, and his consultations are free. So again, 844-ASK-GINA, sponsored by Hunter Law, where Brian's a partner.
Yes, sir.
50% equity, I think.
Pretty much.
I don't know what it is. Yeah, I'm sure you guys have given a couple points here and there to a couple homies.
We're selling to Kushner for $12.5 billion.
Yeah. You'd never see Gina Hunter ever again.
You'd never see me again, buddy. Well, I hate to break the news to you.
I mean, Brian, would you even come in once a year and grace us with a little something?
New phone, who dis?
Would you still go to BARP or not? Probably not.
I'd appear.
Would you still be my friend? Like if you got $6 billion, because let's say you guys sold Hunter Law for $12.5 billion, and let's say after all said and done, your take was not 6, probably lawyers. Let's say you got $4 billion.
Yeah, after
$4 billion.
taxes, I'm barely a billionaire.
Oh, but okay, so you're barely a billion, but you're over a billion.
I'm worth $3 billion.
Would you still be my friend?
Yeah.
Okay.
Of course.
What would be like your first? Would you sell your house and build another? Would you go? Would you move? Would you move? Would you buy a plane? Like, what would you do? If you got that kind, like, money's no option at that point when you're a billionaire.
I would. What was the first thing?
Would you sell your house?
I'm buying a private island somewhere.
Oh, really?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I want to be left. I want a place where I can go for solitude.
And even if I had the money to buy another plane, like when I used to have money to buy a plane, I don't think I would buy a plane after having owned a plane and know that how much you really don't use it.
If it floats, flies, or F's, it's cheaper
easier
to rent than own.
Yep. So I would just get part, the net jets or flex jet. I just, rent it by the hour because I may only use it 5 times a year. But if you own it, you gotta every month store it. Hangar spaces are about $1,100. You have to insure it. Insurance is about another $1,000 a month, and then you have to do an annual on it. And with just my twin little prop, Cessna 414A twin. Lummy, if the annual averaged about $25,000, and that's if they didn't find anything wrong with it. That was just them checking it out, head to toe, maybe twerking a couple little things here and there.
Jeez.
$25,000. Then from there, new brakes, $5,000, new tire, $2,000, new this, new everything in aviation starts about $3,000. Like even the smallest little thing. Hey, you got a couple knobs here and this and that, and this and that. That's $3,000. So anyway, Brian, you would sell your house. Man, you probably keep it. Probably keep your house, and then just buy like some badass island down in like the Caribbean or something like that. Can you still buy islands?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, they got a bunch down there.
Really?
Yeah.
Now, does it come with any infrastructure like water and electricity?
Well, that's the tricky part. You got to make sure you have that infrastructure. You got to buy that kind of like if you're in the Bahamas somewhere.
Maybe like Epstein Islands that comes all in. The only thing that's got bad is the memories. So listen, I'm the realtor. I'm selling Epstein Island. I'm gonna be honest with you.
If I could get a good deal on it, I would buy it.
It's got a little bit of a bad rap. There might have been
nobody died there.
Yeah, there might have been some shady stuff.
Yeah.
But everybody, it seems like the federal government, everybody's kind of swept whatever happened here underneath. So I think you're good, and it'd be refreshing to have a really nice owner of this facility, and we got a hell of a discount going on right now.
Yeah, it actually is because it just sold. It was listed for $125. It sold for $60.
So
$60 million?
That's it.
Yeah, $60 million.
What a deal! Half off. I would absolutely. I'm all about that.
Yeah, you wish if you would have known it, you would have been in the running.
Jeez.
So 3-question Friday, Brian.
I would have been on the first Lolita Express to that island, man.
You would have had to buy your own Lolita Express to get there. Where is Epstein Island at? Is it like down by Puerto Rico? Is it the Bahamas?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right?
And it's an island. Does it have its own?
It's U.S. Virgin Islands?
No, it's like right around there. Yeah.
Does it have its own landing strip and stuff, or do they have to land somewhere else and boat over? I think they got to do that. I don't think they have their own landing strip at Epstein Island. I think you got to land somewhere close, and then I know it's only accessible.
Oh yeah, it's Little St. James.
Yeah.
And by St. Kitts and Nevis and
I don't think that. And I think you got to. It's only accessible by boat.
Like
you gotta land somewhere on the bigger air, and then they boat you out there. I'd feel a little bit. I don't know if you had enough stuff on there, I wouldn't feel claustrophobic. But otherwise, I feel like, man, what if I need to get off? I guess if you need to get off,
you have
the
a
island,
helicopter.
Yeah, true. You got a helicopter.
If you have that money, you've got that money.
Hold on, yards.
I mean, look. If you just put your $3 billion into a indexed fund and get 8% return annually, you're at $240 million a year that you get to live off of. That's it, without ever touching your principal. Yeah.
I'll never have those problems. Anyway, Brian, let's go to 3.
None of us will, but it's nice to dream.
I wonder who the richest person we know, Lummy, is. Probably John Morgan.
Yeah.
I have his personal phone number. I go over probably once a year and have lunch with him and Matt and Demo. I've been to Matt's house.
Tony Stewart.
Tony doesn't have near the money that.
No.
Nah, Tony's probably worth $100 million.
Oh, that's it. What a poor ass broke dick mother effer.
No, $100 million.
I'm joking. I'm joking.
Probably Tony would be number 2. I would say that I would say.
What about Dion? He doesn't have it.
I don't think Dion's. I think Dion's.
Yeah, Tony's. You're pretty good. He's 90 to 100 million.
Well, then you got
and I think
Howard Stern.
Yeah, but you're right on that. I don't know how close Howard and I are nowadays.
Not very.
Yeah. I mean, I actually did email him about a month ago, and usually he's really good about getting back to me.
Oh, he's on his vacation, man.
He never got back to me.
Yeah.
But I don't want to be. So, Brian, let me ask you, how do I play this? So I always get a birthday card from him. I always get a Christmas card from him. I always, if I 2 or 3 times that I'll email him something. Like when he comes up in the news and I support him, I always email and he always
they got John Morgan at 1.5 billion.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. And I talk to John. I actually physically on the phone talk to John at least once a month. And he's oh my God, he's so funny. He's usually high. He's usually smoking a joint. I'm not kidding you. And he doesn't care if I say that or not.
Wow.
So, here's what Brian, I need a little bit of guidance. How do I play this? So Howard always gets back to me. But sometimes it takes 3 or 4 days, but it's never more than 5 business days, ever. Even when he's on vacation break and what have you. My last correspondence I had with him, I reached out and sent him a clip of the show of, me, there's been some people Howard's woke and he's Hollywood Howard and he's changed or whatever. And I always stick up for Howard, being like, listen, he's got so much money. He doesn't have to do this. Yes, he's changed. I've changed. We've all changed. We can't do the same type.
Sound like Rocky.
Well, thank you.
If I can change and you can change, we all can change.
Well, but we all have changed. I mean,
Right.
you're not the same guy
No,
you were.
if you're not growing, you're shrinking.
Yeah, but you're not the same person you were, 15 years ago. Your values and morals and how you do things just day to day have changed.
Yeah.
And Howard and I can't do the shocking radio as he is recognized as the number 1 all-time shock jock. I come in at a respectful number 4 all-time greatest shock jocks, but you can't be necessarily a shock jock in the way that we used to be shock jocks. Having strippers in here, having porn stars in here, having
riding the Sibian,
having a 450-pound bear, almost kill Lummy. Have a cobra that David Weathers gets down to the ground and puts a balloon in his mouth and the cobra bites. You can't do any of that stuff nowadays. You can't have strippers. You can't have porn stars. And you're really he can't even have, and I'm gonna say her name, but he can't even have retarded Wendy on anymore. He has to call her slow person Wendy.
Wendy the slow adult.
Yeah, that's how much his world's changed, my world's changed. And so I emailed him, Brian, here's the question. I emailed him a month ago. And it was just some pleasantries and a little clip of the show that was all supportive of him. And usually, man, now, Ronnie and I talk weekly. Ronnie and I text at least once a week.
This is democracy
Love
now.
Ronnie Mund.
What is democracy?
Yeah, that was flipped over to something different. So let me, Ronnie and I, we really stay in good touch.
Yeah, great guy.
Ronnie and I do. But I don't ever ask Ronnie for any Howard advice ever. That's not a topic that we talk about. We talk about racing, we talk about whatever. So, Brian, my question is, my last correspondence that I had with Howard was about 6 weeks ago, and he's not returned my email. So do I, A, just don't do anything about it? If he'll get to it. If he does, he probably won't. 2, I reach back out and say, hey, I emailed you, and you didn't return my email. Is everything okay? Are we cool? Which kind of makes me like a little bit of a needy bitch. Or do I, what do I do? What do I do?
I would just keep it cool in the pocket and just wait and see. He's been out on his summer break, and he usually doesn't get back until after Labor Day. So I would just wait for that.
So what happens if it goes another month? Just know that's probably.
Well, I think it's September. He typically comes back after Labor Day, so I imagine he'll be back on in the next 3 or 4 weeks.
So wait it out. Do you think there's a chance that maybe it's over? It's done? I've done something to upset him?
No, I don't think there's anything that you did.
He saw the documentary, that really wasn't anti-Howard, but it kind of laid out, our opinion as to why we didn't get rehired. That in conjunction with, Tony Burton, the guy who brokered the sex tape and is Mike Calta's agent, now runs the Don Buchwald, agency because Don has passed. So Tony Burton is the number one guy there. And obviously, I'm not on Tony Burton's top of his list for anything. That could maybe. Do you think that have something to do with it, or you think Howard's way above that fray?
He's way above that fray.
Okay. So you've given me some hope.
Yeah, I would just play it cool and just wait. I would wait to reach out to him until he comes back on the air.
Yeah,
and just say, hey, buddy, just following up. Hope you had a great summer. Blah blah blah.
All right, I'll run it by you, my strategist.
Yeah.
So anyway, it's three question Thursday, sponsored by Hunter Law. Brian, let's go with it. Here we go.
All right, Bubba. Let's start with a tasty one for you. Rank your top 5 candy bars. Your favorite top 5 candy bars.
Snickers
is number 5.
1.
No, Snickers is number 1 overall.
Yeah.
See, I thought you were a Reese's peanut butter cup guy.
No, I'm a Snickers guy all day.
Huh.
Snickers.
There you go.
Number 2, and I don't know that they make them anymore, but I used to be a bit when I was a little more. I don't really.
Zagnut?
Nope. I don't really eat candy bars anymore. I mean, I know you could look at me and say, well, you could be fooling me. You look like you eat 5 a day. No, I don't really eat candy bars.
I don't chew them. I just inhale.
But my second one that I used to really like when I was an active fat ass. Now I'm just a fat ass. I loved whatchamacallits.
Whatchamacallits.
Yeah, they still have them.
Not whatchamacallits.
Yeah,
whatchamacallits.
I love whatchamacallits would be number 2.
If you go to Ace Hardware, they have them.
Ace Hardware of all places?
Yeah.
Have they scaled them back a little bit or something?
I think so, because that's the only last place I saw them.
Yeah, like they used to be really popular, whatchamacallits. Now, I mean, can somebody maybe
they're still around?
Yeah, but not like maybe they've lost a ton of popularity or something.
They probably lost money for shelf space.
And then my third one would be Heath.
Oh yeah.
Oh my God, toffee?
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
good stuff.
I love Heath.
You like getting crap in your teeth all day?
I do.
Ugh.
I have good teeth, and I floss daily. But yeah, Heath is number 3. Number 4 would be Reese's Cup, and number 5 would probably be Baby Ruth. Let me know how quick. I really shot those off quickly. I'm I'm up to speed in the candy bar game. Look at me, my friends.
What do you think of the Reese's Take 5?
No.
No.
No,
to me,
hold on.
that's the best.
I do like it. I do.
With the pretzels?
I do like it, but it's not in my top 5. I gave you my top 5.
All right.
Continue.
What's your favorite, Lum?
People are going to say that it's like Bubba's, but actually Snickers is my number 1.
Actually, Brian, can I make a change?
Yeah.
I think instead of number 3 being Heath, I think it might be Butterfinger.
Oh, really? You love the stuff that gets stuck in your teeth.
Yeah. And I'm also big on Kit Kat, too. I mean, if I was to go 6 and 7, Kit Kat.
Man, that's a boring bar.
I love. Kit Kats are good as hell.
They're okay.
Well,
but
let's turn it around. Let me ask you your top 5.
Oh, Reese's Take 5 is number 1.
All right,
yeah.
A fairly new one.
Yeah, in the world of chocolate bars, I think it's about 30 years old, but it is a newer chocolate
it's not
bar.
like you know what wasn't on any of my lists? Hershey's.
Oh, their chocolate's the worst.
Yeah, I don't like Hershey's.
Too rich.
Listen, I don't like
too fake tasting.
I can eat Hershey's with almonds. I can't eat it without. I have to have. If I'm going to eat a Hershey bar, it's got to have. I got to do the almond gimmick. I just can't eat the straight Hershey's.
Yeah.
All right, yours is Take 5, number 1.
Snickers.
Snickers. You know what?
I do like Baby Ruths.
I do too.
But I'm not a huge chocolate bar guy. I'm more of a sweet tart, like nerds type of sweeter candy guy.
Yeah, you're like a Sour Patch guy.
Absolutely.
And I'm not. See, either you're a chocolate guy or you're a sour guy, and I'm not a sour guy. I don't like any of that gummy sour worm. None of that. None. Ugh.
Yeah. No. See, I like the gummy sour worm stuff. Does Erica?
Yes, she's just like you. Not only politically, but also in candy as well. Do you have any two? Can you have do you have 2 more to go?
Man, picking out 2 more would be tough.
All right, let's move on.
All right. Let's
next
go
question.
with this one. If you could be any animal in the world, which one would you be and why?
A silverback gorilla.
Yeah.
Because I'm really close to it to begin with. I kind of identify as that.
And you get to have sex with every single
and there's not a lot of people that can kick your ass. And I think silverback gorillas are highly intelligent, with regards to the animal community, and I think you got the strength of like 100 men. And at the end of the day, you just go around and screw and have mate
until another younger, stronger silverback comes along and ends you.
And that's about where I'm at. I think maybe my silverback gorilla regime is about over, and it's time for me to hand it over to Lummy as the next silverback. So yeah, I'm a big silverback gorilla fan. I have, as you've probably noticed, Brian, like 5 or 6 gorilla shirts that are in my T-shirt rotation. I love silverback.
Well, can
gorillas.
I make another recommendation for you then?
Yeah.
A gorilla story told by David Attenborough on Netflix. Phenomenal. Again, a short documentary.
Is it where a guy befriended a gorilla?
No, they study they follow with these cameras this gorilla, and you see all the interplaying of the whatever
gorilla world,
the gorilla world, and their little society, and you see where everybody falls into it, and there's some crazy stuff that happens, and it's all just real footage of these gorillas.
It's just real life gorilla life, if you will, and how the hierarchy and the pecking order and the drama that within the gorilla world, how it all pans out.
Yes, it's awesome.
Is the silverback the head of the entire? Like, is he the main dude until he's not?
Well, watch and you'll see how it all plays out, and one that makes a run for it that may or may not be successful.
Now, do they fight?
It's really cool. And then what he does, it's crazy.
Now, does the loser leave town or does he get killed?
You'll see.
I mean, no, but like one would say that's the only two options. You get your ass, you try to roll up on a gorilla who's got a pack, and you don't kick that old-timer gorilla's ass. Does he kill you, or does he let you at least walk away as a man, as a gorilla?
You'll have to watch a gorilla story.
Is it just one
shot, an hour and 20 minutes out, whatever it is.
I'm going to watch it.
And then the other one that I watched on the plane when I was taking my flights over the summer, I think it was called Chimp Nation or something like that, or that was a cool one too. That one was a multi-part series, Chimp Empire. That's from 2023, but that's another cool one too on how all these chimpanzees exist with each other.
Oh. I'm kind of more into the gorillas.
I know. That's why I start with the gorillas, and then if you have a hankering for more, you can go to the chimps.
Is the gorilla a badass, like the silverback?
Oh,
Is he
a
badass?
You're gonna love it. You're gonna absolutely. I think you're gonna be on here, and you're just gonna be like, "Oh my God, Pete needs to see this."
I went from owning 4 gorilla shirts to 10.
Yep. You're going to be a total gorilla mark.
But listen, if I had money was no object, I would try to have a couple gorillas.
You couldn't. They would. You wouldn't be able to have one.
Why?
Because I saw the way you treated the goats. They would. Gorilla would snap you.
No, I would be their friends.
No, they'd view you as an enemy. You'd show your teeth one time, and they'd kill you.
Can you become a friend of a gorilla or no? Like, there's just they're so unpredictable.
No, you can become friends with gorillas. Haven't you seen Coco?
Yeah, I've seen various things that have people that have befriended gorillas in the wild, and then they had to leave for 10 years, and they came back, and the gorilla completely recognized him and ran through some water and gave him a big hug and cupped its chest. Like, I've seen that.
Yeah,
I'd like to be that guy.
You got to watch a gorilla story. You'll love it. All right, question number 3.
Last one before words. We're running late.
All right. Other than Sirius and what happened there, and the whole thing with your chicken dip, what is the other
chicken dip?
What is the other business?
Brian, you know that we were really positioned.
And that's why this is a good question.
We were really positioned to do well there.
Other than Sirius and chicken dip, the 2 best positioned spots that you had
in life,
what is one other business or career opportunity that you missed out on that still haunts you to today?
Not starting podcasting when Rogan told me. Joe Rogan was on the show, came into the studio 2 different times, and both times early, I think this was 08.
Oh, wait, no, 09.
09.
Oh, wait, yeah. 9.
Joe Rogan this is before he blew up. He was certainly blown up, but not to the level as he is now. But Joe Rogan, as I walked him out to his rental car, because he was doing a gig here in Tampa and was on our show. Well, in fact, I think Rogan has gone on a couple different times. I had a Rogan deal here. Oh, here, I'll get it right here. Let me find it. Let me see. Damn it.
Is it the show imaging one?
I don't know. Macho Man had it, and then I can't even find which one. What a BTLS one? Yeah, no.
I'll grab it for you if you want me to.
There's right there. Joe Rogan mentions Bubba. Rogan mentions Bubba. Oh, you're right.
Where?
3D and H.
3D and
Gray.
H. Right here? Yeah. This is an example.
It's shock jock stuff.
Yeah, exactly. He's like Bubba the Love Sponge.
I like Bubba.
I got nothing against Bubba. It's a hilarious name.
Bubba's a good guy.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I mean, and I think this is another one.
Yes.
Every great radio guy's gotten fired.
Yeah.
Howard Stern got fired. You got fired. Like Bubba the Love Sponge.
It was just
fired.
like Howard
Everybody's
Stern.
been fired.
I had top ratings, and they were all pissed and weird about it.
So anyway, my biggest regret, Brian, besides the Sirius and the chicken dip, would have been when Joe Rogan. I walked Joe out to his car, and he's like, "I'm telling you right now, man. I know you're doing a couple of shows and you're exhausted, but if you would just record like 45 minutes to an hour of you and your guys just cutting it up, even maybe more unedited than you already are on Sirius XM, and put it up as a podcast and start leaning into the YouTube deal, putting some of your programming and some of your visual stuff with the girls and what have you, the stuff that would be allowed without a community strike on YouTube. You need to start working on that." And I'm like, Joe, I'm just telling you right now, I'm already doing 2 shows and making like $5 million. I don't need to do podcasting, schmodcasting. Yeah. But had I listened.
So there's no other like business opportunity where somebody came to you with like a cool invention or something like that, and you're like, "That's stupid. I don't think that's worth it."
I mean, not to get too long-winded, when I got my very first signing bonus at, on my second contract at the Power Pig, they ripped up. I was making $30,000 my first year, but I was making like $3,000 a week cash on gigs. And then after the second ratings period came back, David Reinhardt took my contract, ripped it up, and I got $100,000 a year contract with $25,000 signing bonus, which was, good money back in 1993.
That's huge. That's like getting a $500,000 deal today.
And my guy, I can remember like it was nothing. So I had like a little bit of cash. And my guy, his name's Shay Adelman. That's his name. And I think he owns his own Remax. Like he worked at a major Remax deal back then, but now I think he's got his own Remax franchise. And remember that, Lummy, and Brian, you would know too. Remember, that area on where Oldsmar Flea Market is?
Yeah.
And as you're going into Tampa, on the left-hand side where they end up doing, like, I think there's a Walmart. I think
Publix.
There's a Publix.
Yeah, a Cracker Barrel.
At one time, that was for that 80-some or however many some acres back in 1993 was available to, and I think it was like $500,000. And my guy, Shay Elderman, told me he was going to go in halves with me. He was like, let's buy this land, and in 10 years, it's going to be worth, however many. I'm like, Shay, I'd rather go to the dollhouse and spend $3,000 popping bottles on bitches than owning some stupid dirt out by Oldsmar. No. Well,
yeah, you probably sold for $15 million.
I think Shay did well. I know. I heard Shay's half was $6 million. I heard Shay's half
off a 200 initial.
Yep,
that's 30x return, buddy.
I heard Shay's half was $6
million. Whew.
And that's how he got his Remax franchise flag. And I don't think he's sold one piece of property since. He has people that were like 50 agents that do it for him now.
He's flying around on hot air balloons, loving life.
Yeah.
You didn't what about your show? You didn't the TV show?
Oh,
that was pretty big.
Yeah,
but he didn't miss out on that.
Yeah, I did. It was all signed, sealed, and delivered.
No, you got it taken away from you.
Yeah.
I'm saying I wanted something more of like he missed out on.
Okay.
The chicken dip probably would have been the biggest of all.
Well, and that one you really didn't miss out on either. It was taken away by anchovies. Have you ever eaten it? You can't look at the anchovy the same way.
Hold on. And what you don't realize, that was another troll situation. A troll turned us into the FDA and had an ingredients audit done. And our manufacturer, Duke Manufacturing, at that point had replaced anchovies for they used we called for like a ranch or sour cream part of the recipe, and it was supposed to be natural ranch or sour cream, not an anchovy-based one because of the allergens. And our manufacturing, Duke Manufacturing out of Fort Lauderdale, who made the chicken dip for us based on a recipe, substituted an anchovy-based blue cheese ranch gimmick over a natural one. We didn't know. we get a recall.
And that's it. You're out of Publix.
And
it's
you're
done.
Out, and you're done.
You lose your shelf space. It's so valuable.
You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
Absolutely done. And Brian, we had 2 orders, and our second order had already put us at like only $100,000 to go to pay off. Our third order was going to pay off.
You were going to be in the black.
We were going to be in the profit. And every order thereafter was anywhere between $25,000 and $40,000 profit thereafter. Man, you're really ruining my day today, buddy.
It's my job.
I know.
If you want a deep dive into the Bubba the Love Sponge show from the past, go to BubbaArmyHQ.com. We'll be back after these words.
Oh, I forgot about Twix.
See, again, another one that's okay, but I wouldn't call my favorite.
Oh, I would. I heard Lummy just cuss. What's up, chat? How are you? I think today's been a good show. Good show today. Thank you, Seth Wiley. Thank you, Johnny K. Oh my God, I forgot Randy Brendel. I'll have to get back. I'll get back to you, Randy. Seth Wiley, you've been putting in the. You must be qualifying for Bart, my friend. I understand much. I'm getting ready to hit 7. I'll hit 7 at 47.
That golf simulator thing, man, that's good. There's good money to be had in that. This guy who opened the one that my buddy goes to, he's almost sold out on his memberships.
Are you serious?
Yeah. And they're like anywhere from $200 to $500 a month to have access to the simulator.
And then
you make reservations so you can get, depending on your membership
level. Your membership, based on your level is what your
how many tee times you can get in a week and how many people you can bring with you and stuff like that.
There comes a point though where you have to pay probably too, right?
Well, you just pay for your membership.
Oh, your membership includes that many times you want to go?
As much, yeah. Like my buddy, I think is at like 300 and something a month, but he gets to go. He literally goes. He's gotten so good. He's shooting 79 now.
They say that
from high 80s.
They say that less than 10% of all golfers can break 80.
Oh, I think it's probably even fewer than that. Yeah, realistically, if they're playing honest.
If you're not fucking scooching the ball and fucking
taking advantage of little roll on the lie there.
Exactly. And then you hit one, you go, I'm gonna take a mulligan. Let me hit it out.
Yeah. If you're playing legit,
if you're playing where the ball lies, even if you're in the fucking little, you're this far from the rough and you kick it over a little bit, because we all do that.
Oh, I'm there to have a good time.
If there's a rough, my ball lands there and there's a rough, and I'm standing in the fairway, I'm just going to kick it.
If we're not playing for money, or anything like that, I mean, in integrity, yes, I wouldn't sacrifice it, but I'm also there to enjoy myself and not make it harder than it needs to be.
But man, in real golf, man, they are like, don't they even have like a rule that if you lay your club head down in the bunker,
that's a penalty?
Right? You cannot lay your head on the sand.
No, you can't.
You can in the rough.
You can only make contact on your actual swing.
Right. So they don't even practice swing, I don't think, in the bunker.
They'll do it outside of it. Get the feel. But no, they go in there and they dig in and they do their thing.
Yeah, but if you lay your club head on the sand, it's a stroke.
Well, and like Bryson got in trouble at the tournament where he kind of stamped down grass behind his ball and improved his swing. So they
got him for that.
They've got a lot of rules. Yeah.
Now, has there ever been a thing in the PGA where, like, what happens if it hits a spectator?
Yeah, it happens.
And does it just where the ball?
It's where it ends up. Yeah, you play it where it lies.
So that's not a penalty on the
golfer, no. And if a spectator picks up the ball, it has to be placed back as close to where they.
Technically, it is a penalty on the golfer Because most of the time the spectators are out of bounds.
Well, not really.
Sometimes
there's a lot of people around
on
those cart paths and everything. I mean, when they're walking around the course and if they go right, the cart paths aren't out of bounds.
I'm saying most of the time.
A lot of times they can be out of bounds, but especially if you're up in the stands. But I'm talking about the.
But I just know that that the rules are so fucking stiff.
They're definitely tough. And I mean, it's funny when those balls land near the spectators, how they all run around it like a pot of gold.
Like it's a piece of gold.
Yeah.
Because they want to be the one to point it out.
And then they want to be close to the shot.
Brian, what's your opinion on the gold run up right now?
I mean, gold does this, man. It's at
4,300 right now.
Yeah, damn.
It's at 4,300, and it's been as high as on January 30th. It was. Central Florida and all across the great state of Florida. Listen up. When your business or home needs serious wiring done right, there's only one crew I trust, GPZ Cabling. They're Florida's premier low-voltage contractor, handling data cabling, fiber optics, Wi-Fi access points, audio and video systems, access control, and security cameras that actually work when you need them. From Orlando to Tampa, Jacksonville to the Keys, GPZ's got the whole state covered. And make sure you tell them Bubba sent you. You're going to get 20% off your install. Call GPZ Cabling today at 813-524-6794 or visit gpzcabling.com. GPZ Cabling, Florida's premier low-voltage contractor. Don't get wired up wrong, get wired up right. GPZ Cabling.
It's Bubba, the Love Sponge.
Listener supported at the Bubba Army on Venmo, PayPal, and Cash App. The Bubba the Love Sponge show continues now.
Man, I'm looking at my futures market. They sell everything. Now, Brian, can you invest in like the futures of heating oil and gasoline and I mean all these things I got here? This is the page that I use.
Yeah, any commodity.
Like if you wanted to invest in the lumber industry or
right.
I guess they got all of these right here. So everything that's on this particular page you probably can invest in through some way. You got to get a commodities broker or something like that?
Yeah.
You can even buy German gas. It's up 4% today.
Yeah, right now the future of heating oil is $4.30.
If I go to like Dr. Wonderbanks or whatever, I usually end up with some German gas. Sauerkraut up in there.
Gasoline right now is trading at what? $3.15 a gallon? Is that what that would be?
Yeah, that's the non-tax price.
Heating oil, coal, EU gas, propane. What's
propane, Bobby?
What's naphtha?
I don't know. Naphtha.
It's $731 per unit, whatever naphtha is. Here's naphtha.
Naphtha, is that a fungus?
No, it's a hydrocarbon mixture.
Flammable liquid hydrocarbon mixture that can be derived from crude oil, natural gas, coal, tar, and peat.
It's got a yearly return of 32% up.
Yeah, look at its peak though in April.
Woo. And if you look at here, you're looking at almost $1,000, and it's up. It's $731 today. Yeah. Down 11% for the day.
Yeah, but imagine if you bought in January of 26 and sold in April of 26. No, January is the dip, all the way down. Yep, right there. Yeah. Bam.
So you buy it at $4.89, and
double your money.
And today it's
now it's up 30%. But
now,
if
Brian,
you had sold in April,
do you go by this? What the Q3 forecast is? Is that what they try to do?
Yeah, that's right. By the end of quarter three, they project it to be
January, February, March, April, May, June.
Or the start of quarter three.
July, August, September. So they're saying, is that the end of September or is it the beginning of quarter three or is it the end of quarter three?
I don't know.
Because
makes a big difference.
It kind of does.
Yeah.
Because in gold today, it's trading for $4,380. but they only look at the Q3 forecast at 44.59. That's not what's that $100? What, $100 an ounce, right?
Yeah, it's not a huge return.
But look at silver. So silver up. Nope. Today it's even worse. Today it's 64. I mean, they're looking at maybe a $68 forecast. That's what, $5? I mean, that's not, right? I need to go to the naphtha deal.
Naphtha
right?
know-how?
The naphtha know-how. Here is, this is the big scuttlebutt about everybody freaked out on the Trump.
These woke people.
Change in planes.
It's a story that has captured the world attention this week. A threat by the Iranian regime on President Trump's life in Turkey last month. The Wall Street Journal reports it was actually...
I have something I want to say, but I can't say it. I really want to say this, but I can't say it, and I might have to take Brian.
You'd probably say, if I'm guessing, that, let me see, artfully...
let me play this article, okay?
You might not have been upset if it was successful. We might.
Now, here's what I'm going to say, Brian. And you're right. I can't believe you're dancing with me on my thought. But I'm just saying, I don't know how I say it, not get in trouble. But that being, I think maybe I can't.
Then don't do it.
Yeah,
just play the story.
Can I tell it to you on our next break? Because we got one more break and then we're done.
Sure.
We got 2 breaks, actually. One and then the last one. So we'll have a couple minutes, 2, 3, 4 minutes in between where I could say what I want to say. But I have
say what you need to say.
But I have to tell you it in private for you to be able to tell me how I can say it or not say it at all, or I can say it, but I got to say it a certain way.
You say it best when you say nothing at all.
That tipped off the administration to a specific danger. The report explains the sourcing on this information, saying the U.S. official said Israel briefed the Trump administration on the intelligence, which included a threat to use shoulder-to-air missiles to target Air Force One. Ultimately, the president was reportedly...
Now, don't they have that defense capability on Air Force One? I thought they did, where it shot out the little flares, the heat-seeking flares...
That take out the target, that take out the interceptor, like interceptors.
Maybe that doesn't have anything to do with but shoulder launched missiles. Maybe those aren't heat seeking and they just go to where you're aiming them. I don't know.
Force One to another plane using a catering truck. Fox has not independently confirmed that detail.
Mr. President, can you tell us about your ride on the airport catering truck in Turkey? Why did you need to do that?
Well, it's only up to Secret Service. I just follow what they'd like to do. So I go by Secret Service and the military. They wanted me to go on a different flight, a different plane, equal safety, but they wanted me to do it, so I do it. I do what they say.
They're the only ones I listen to.
When it comes to life and death. Yeah.
I don't listen to anybody, but I do listen to them because they might kill me. So they kind of probably know something that I don't. I know everything else. Don't even ask for it, but I potentially may not know what these camel jockeys are going to be doing to me and trying to get. They've already tried to take me out a lot. I was within 1 millimeter of losing my life in Butler, Pennsylvania. So I listen.
The story comes as indirect negotiations continue with Iran aimed at reopening the Strait of Hormuz. And the head of Iran's Supreme National Security Council said Tuesday the strait would not reopen until the United States meets all Iranian conditions.
It's never opening, guys.
This does include unfreezing assets, giving compensation, and ending the war. Yesterday, U.S. forces disabled a Panama-flagged vessel that ignored warnings in the Gulf of Oman about the ongoing U.S. naval blockade. CENTCOM said an MH-60 Navy helicopter fired 2 Hellfire missiles into the ship's engine room. Still, the Iranians remain defiant as diplomatic efforts are dragging on.
No one thought that Iran could resist in this way against America.
By the way, this is Iran's foreign minister, kind of the guy in charge.
With the Israeli regime accompanying it and the support of many other countries, including all Western countries and some other countries that we all know, and not bow its head and ultimately force the enemy to ask for negotiations.
Officials in Israel tell Fox News they are preparing a variety of contingency plans for the uncertain days ahead.
Yeah, stop wasting your time. It's over. I gotta blow one up. Then I gotta ask Brian if I can say this one particular thing before we say goodbye.
All right.
Oh, we had a PayPal guy that I completely missed, and it's all in the name of Babyface Love.
By the way, $25.
Thank you. By the way, this was Randy Brindell. Randy Brindell on the PayPal. Appreciate you, my friend. Back to close the show next.
Let's all take a moment. Remember, this show is about words, not actions.
Okay, there is a God.
More of the Bubba the Love Sponge show after this.
And they did it in the scummiest way. Lummy will get you all that data. You haven't followed it, Lummy? You haven't seen it?
I saw a little bit of it, yeah.
Give it to me, Lummy.
There's a great breakdown of it. That's good for tomorrow. I mean, I wouldn't make it the headline or anything because it's old news at this point, but...
Here it comes.
Love it in the elevator. Living it up and going down. I don't have it yet. Send it to my beeper?
Yeah. Yeah, you know what, Brian? That's that's perfect. Yes. See, that's why you're so smart, B.
By whatever means.
Yeah,
you know, you can say it that way.
I'm going to keep it as open-ended as what you said. I'm just going to say, boom.
What's this machine that has this going by? Is that just to look cool?
No,
that's a spectrum analyzer.
So it's telling me I'm on the spectrum?
Yeah, if you look at it, you're officially on the spectrum.
If it's blinking a lot, you're gay. It's gaydar.
Mm-hmm.
It's a Scientology user.
You talking about that one that's got the big white blue bars?
Yeah, but there's like a bunch going by. There's like one over here that's like tweaking out with just like 2 on each end, and then there's one on rack 4 that looks like a scroll.
Yeah, it's analyzing something differently, part of the audio chain than the other ones.
Might be a cool little video to have Macho Man break down all the.
Oh yeah, I just want to let you know this one here is a spectrum analyzer, and if you can read it, you're on the fucking spectrum.
Dig it.
Dig it. Yeah. All right, so I'm going to close the show with Brian helped me frame what I want to say, and my opinion is this. I'm going to say, gotcha.
It's the 225th day of the year.
Oh, is it?
According to this, if this thing's right, this ES-185U GPS master clock.
You know it.
I know that our clock on the wall, the 95136, is identical to an iPhone. Like.
Yeah, no, it's a GPS master clock.
Right.
What's that say? What's the day?
225th day.
An officer pulls to the curb for a civilian following behind.
Yep.
225th day.
Yep. It's look it up, lock it in. You still doing those, Bubba, or no?
Yeah.
Keep looking it up, but I keep forgetting to lock it in.
You're forgetting to lock it in.
Yeah, that's my problem.
Yeah, you're looking it up. You're just not locking it in.
I need to learn to lock it in. You know that, Lummy? That's the hardest part is locking it in.
That's what you gotta do. You gotta lock it in, baby face.
Lock it in.
You should put it in your beeper as a reminder.
Yeah, put it in your beeper and lock it in.
Every 10:15, you know.
Do you have a phone? Does this hotel have a phone bank?
Need it.
I loved The Hangover. Such a good movie.
And you know what? All three of them really fucking stood up. Like.
Yeah.
I mean, they all three were pretty fucking good.
Oh yeah, but Zach Galifianakis, he stole the show.
Yeah.
His fucking character was just so.
Well,
perfect.
he's such a fucking good actor. Oh my god. What's the latest? Oh, I went and saw Super Troopers, Brian.
Oh, the new one?
Yeah.
How was it?
Good. It was really good. I mean, it's fucking cornball. Like, it's...
You saw it in the theater?
Yeah, I saw it in the theater.
Oh, wow.
I went to B&B. But...
Yeah. That was going to be one of my questions for you for 3 Question Thursday. Is when the last time you went to a movie theater to see a movie was?
Saturday night.
But when was the last time before that?
Years.
Yeah.
Thousands.
Did you enjoy the experience?
Yeah, so much so that I'm going to start going.
Morning's most dangerous conversation continues.
We are back, you ready? It's Bubba, the Love Sponge Show. The Bubba, the Love Sponge Show.
So what I wanted to say is this. I think that our country could potentially get out of this mess, and/or we might be better off if Trump wasn't the president. That's just all I'm going to say. If he wasn't the president and he'd hand it off to J.D. Vance for a couple of years, because obviously you can't do an extreme change, but you could probably do that, I think we'd be better off. I think J.D. Vance could put an end to this Iranian situation. And I think that he just is a little bit calmer and cooler in the pocket. I think he's a better communicator. I think he listens potentially better. And I'm just saying, I just think, again, if he was no longer the president, I think that we'd be in a better situation.
I can't say I disagree.
Yeah. And so anyway, don't forget here in 5 minutes, 4 minutes and 50 seconds on Deadly Intentions, the podcast, which is available if you go to our channel, the Bubba Army, which I'm sure you're familiar with if you listen to the show. And just scroll on down and you'll see the Deadly Intentions little logo. Go to that. Make sure you follow and get a subscription. Don't get a subscription. It's free. Just subscribe to the channel, get notifications, and every Thursday at 10 o'clock we come out with a new episode. Me and Pete. That's right, Pete says. Brian's busted my balls all day.
It's got to be that Jane's Addiction song.
Yeah.
I wish you had a parody guy still. Pete says.
Yeah, but I had to pay that guy a lot of money, and he didn't.
No. I meant the free ones you use.
I don't know why they all stopped either.
We did it.
Well, here's the problem, Brian. Here's the problem we have now within the parody world. You instantaneously get a trademark, like a copyright strike. And even if you try to go find the copyright-free parody music of the song you're trying to emulate, chances are you can't find it that doesn't have some type of copyright attached to it. So
Darkmatch Steve learned the guitar or something about what he was doing and played the instruments a little off, and he still got copyright.
Yeah,
he still got it.
Yeah.
He made his own original music of music that sounded like another song, and got a copyright on the deal. So yeah, it's just. You can do it, but you're going to get a strike, and you're going to have to trim it out or mute it.
Well, can you do them where they're at, you just have them on Facebook or something like that?
No, not really. Not to be
not to monetize.
Yeah. And if you make it part of the show, then you have to edit the show and mute that out, so you have a big mute space. So they've made it virtually impossible. So anyway, Deadly Intentions on YouTube, pretty much across all platforms. Today is about the Mexican cartel. I'd like to hit 2,000 subs by the end of this weekend. We're at 159 right now?
Yes.
No, 16. We just hit 16.
Popped over.
So we're 400 away from hitting 2,000. And please follow the channel and listen if you can. And I think next week's the big one you're all going to be interested in, and that is Pete's breakdown of the Iranian war. Some of which Brian agrees with, and some of which he disagrees with.
You're like the water boy. Pete said, Mama said, a Pete said. Alligators are ornery because they got all them teeth and no toothbrush.
Talk about a great movie, right? I mean, straight cornball, but great. I mean, that might have been. I think Waterball might have been Adam Sandler's best.
Moneyball, Waterball, Waterboy. It's all the same.
It's all the same.
It's all the same to me.
We will see you tomorrow. 3, 2, 1. See you later.
Thanks for letting me finish.
You've been listening to the Bubba the Love Sponge Show, starring
me, Bubba the Love Sponge,
co-host and show historian Lumet.
It's Brian Matroni, king of counter program.
Gene Lasker, voice of the people. Glad you get to hear me.
Gary Cantrell, video editor.
Yeah, back here wiring up. It's Mini Macho.
The BRN agent, Thomas Buttoned Up B.
Co-host, Dr. Dan Diaco, Esquire of Council. Co-host, J. Diaco, Esquire, the Spitting Cobra of Council.
Now, time for the legal disclaimer.
Exactly.
The Bubba the Love Sponge Show is intended solely for the enjoyment of our listening audience. Any rebroadcast, retransmission, or other use of this show without express written consent of the Bubba Radio Network is prohibited.
We must dissuade him of this delusion.
Until next time, always remember.
I'll repeat hello.